What is up, guys? We are back with another episode of Monday Night Figureball. I'm joined once again by the Zoo Boy
What's up?
and Big Fury.
Woo!
Thanks for
2
coming
weeks
in.
in a
Thanks for
row.
joining. Yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. We've got a lot to talk about, and a lot is coming as well. So we've got a lot of things to cover that have already happened, some today even, and we got a fan stream coming. We've got news regarding the fan stream we already know. So let's get into it. So,
All right.
how are you guys doing this Monday?
Doing good. Excited that the stream is confirmed. We could rest easy now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's stream confirmed. Hasbro is not just asleep at the wheel. I mean, maybe, but at least enough to where they're actually going to have a stream. Yeah.
Right. I just don't understand the marketing, because if it was me, being in marketing, I would have wanted to market this more than just a week out. Just
And
me, I don't know.
And it feels like every other company has already gotten their May the 4th stuff like
Mhm.
kind of ready to go. Like not everything's been announced yet, but like it feels like things have been ramping up for other manufacturers, other people that have Star Wars licenses, etc. And for Hasbro to be kind of lacking behind on that, it's like a little bit weird to me.
It's also strange because I feel like it's just the Star Wars team. I know you sold a lot of your Marvel Legends recently, but have you seen like Dan Yun for the Marvel team? He's out there marketing. He's on Twitter like every day doing something.
Yeah.
And Hasbro announces their Marvel streams, I feel like, more in advance than this. And when on the days leading up to the stream and even leading up to the announcement, they market stuff. Hasbro,
Yeah.
like, oh wait, is it May 4th soon? I guess we should drop it.
I guess we should get our stuff together and do something.
Yeah.
Well, it's on the 3rd, and that's 4 days from now.
Yeah.
Like, it's
And it's
really
in the
quick.
middle of the week too. When May the 4th is on the weekend, you'd think they would try to get as many viewers as possible by
At
doing
least
it literally on May the 4th, or just record it ahead of time if you don't want people to come in to do it live. Like
Right.
just record it on the 3rd and just stream it live. It's not like they haven't done that before.
So there's
I
two
know.
possibilities then. This stream is just going to be so full of bangers that they're going to we're going to let the stream speak for itself. Or it's just going to be so awful they don't want to market it.
It's all
Right.
possible.
No TVC HasLab news. No new Black Series news.
It's just going to be the re-releases. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we're
It's
going to...
It's going to be another retro 6-pack or whatever
Yeah.
it is. It's just
Yeah.
one of those and like 2 holocom figures, and that's it.
Yep. That's what it'll be.
Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. We got 80s kid from the 90s trying to figure out if this is the Krusty Krab. No, this is Patrick.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in.
With or
He's getting
without
down
the-
on some flaming hot Cheetos and 2% milk. That's pretty good.
I
That's
went
a
on a
good
hunt
combo.
today to try to find the blue milk. No luck.
No luck. See,
You know
I meant to get after it today, but I had my 3D printer come in,
Yeah.
so you know I was messing with that as soon as I got done working.
There was a section, though, on the milk section of the True Moo that was all gone. I was like, yep, that's what it was. Because I was like, there's no way that there's just True Moo milk gone. That's the True Moo blue milk.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
It's those scalpers. They're scalping the milk now.
Yeah, I made a joke on the out of the basement stream that people were
Yeah.
scalping it on eBay, and then we
Yeah.
looked, and somebody actually was selling an empty carton of it on
Yep.
eBay already.
Yep.
Silly.
So
Got
wrong.
Mr. Coffee. What's up, dude? Thanks for hanging out.
What's up,
Commander Cook, cooking up
Commander?
some customs, I'm sure.
Always cooking.
Zach from Black Series Cantina.
Zach was helping me with some 3D printing question because I think I'm buying it tomorrow.
Oh, nice. He's
Everyone-
diving in.
I'm doing it.
Everybody's
Heck
getting
yeah.
a 3D printer now. Jeez.
Yeah, Nate's getting into it. I mean, it's crazy. And Commander Cook has a question.
This is funny. I was just talking about this before we went live.
Yeah.
This is funny you asked. But basically, I like animals. I was a boy when my dad came up with it. I was 13 years old. I just got my first Xbox 360. I had to come up with the name. My dad was like, how about the Zoo Boy? I was like, great, perfect. And I've stuck with that ever since. And I love the name. So even though I'm 29 years old now, no longer a boy, but I can't change it. The Zoo Man is stupid.
Zoo Man. I'm real boy now.
We gotta make a meme now with the Zoo Man.
Zoo Man.
Zoo Man, a superhero, like you said.
Yeah. Mike Case is here. He wants a new wave of credit collection figures, or he'll be pissed. You know what? Sell the whole collection if they don't reveal more credit collection. Just sell everything.
But wait, I want to specify though. I think Mike wants Holocom credit collection.
Oh, he wants to further iterate on the credit collection.
Okay. And then they can carbonize that after.
Yeah, carbonized Holocom credit collection.
Right. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Titanium version.
Damn, 80s kid, they don't even have blue milk where he's at. That's rough.
You're going to have to import it. You go on the import sites.
Yeah, go to eBay. Oh, Mike got blue milk? Okay, well, I'm going to have to go get some now. I'm going to have to go hunting for it.
Mike has it, but look, Zach doesn't. There's going to be some fighting on the stream, I think.
Yeah, so Mike's got to send some to Zach. Yeah. Yep. Or he's just going to gloat the entire stream. I have a feeling he's just going to gloat about it the entire time.
He'll be like, oh, Zach, you wish I had this.
Yeah.
Man, I have the exclusive new blue milk.
At Target.
See, I'll go to Target. I was so pissed. I went to Target today, forgot to check the food section, but then I went grocery shopping after and I checked. I just know it was at Target. And I was already left. I was like, I'm not going to go back just to check. And I guarantee that there's some nice blue milk on that shelf now.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate it because Target's like a half hour away from me. I don't want to.
Oh.
I just, next time.
Yeah. All right. So he says he's going to send him some in the mail. All right.
There you go. You're going to have the cereal for like Cyril did in Andor. Just eat the cereal with the milk.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
The chat just keeps on getting better.
That's a hell of a comment from Zach.
Yep.
It's already spicy. We barely even got rolling. It's already a spicy.
Not even 10 minutes in.
Is this a hint? The next episode of Black Series Cantina, they're gonna reenact the scene from Luke. Last Jedi. Here we go.
Mike doesn't even like milk.
He hates milk. He's just gonna rub it in his face.
See, I'm not a big milk guy either, but Nate said that it tastes pretty much like a vanilla milkshake. And I love vanilla milk, vanilla flavored.
Yeah. See, Mike, you got to just make a milkshake, like you said, and then don't drink it just straight. Don't drink the straight milk.
Mix it with the Trulies. I have a alcoholic milk.
Oh no. Oh yeah. See, he's down for the vanilla shake. Okay. All right. So I guess we can jump into some of the recent news. We'll cover the past before we cover the future. That makes sense.
It does. It really does.
Let's see. All right. So this happened Sunday morning where the price adjusted for the 2 Target exclusives that are getting ready to drop.
Don't you love sales before it even releases?
Yeah, what is this? This is like TVC behavior over here. You're marking down stuff before it's even like actually on shelves. What's going on?
This is definitely going to be used as ammunition from some of those prominent TVC guys.
Oh, for sure.
You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. But like this is happening to like everything Target has, right? But they haven't even been getting TVC stuff except for this garbage retro stuff that I.
What do you mean? That's all I collect.
Yeah, that's all anybody collects, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm switching to that new 4-inch kids line myself.
Yeah, the 5 points of articulation.
Hey, you know what? I like that line. I'm glad kids are they're marketing Star Wars toys to kids because they should get cool toys too.
That is very true.
Yeah. And they're decent enough looking to where I think a kid would be into them. And they're at a reasonable price where like mom or dad would be like, okay, it's like $8, whatever. That's reasonable.
How young are we talking though? Because I feel like that's something that I wonder. I know they're getting a little expensive nowadays, but some of my younger cousins and just I know his friends, stuff like that, they collect Black Series, but they're in that 11, 12, 13 age. So maybe that's a little older. maybe this is like meant for like half that.
I would
5-year-old.
guess these are for like the 6 to 8 year olds.
Right.
I would guess it's like early elementary school era kids. Like,
I mean, if I was 5 years old and I got this, I'd probably love it. So.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I grew up.
And we don't.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I grew up with, the 5 POA stuff in the 90s and early 2000s. So, and those are my favorite toys. So, I mean, hypothetically speaking, yeah, I'd love those. And like, I had some 6-inch figures when I was like that age, 6, 7, 8, but like most of my toys were the 3 3/4 inch figures.
100%.
They were cheaper, and they were Star Wars. So what's not to love?
I look at this stuff now that I get as an adult, and I feel like if I got it as a kid, I would have lost my mind.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I feel like that's half the reason we collect is like just making the little kid in us happy, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, did you guys make a move on any of these
I
on
canceled
Sunday?
my pre-order immediately. I was wondering if Target would price match because I know Amazon does that. When the pre-order changes the price, they'll just adjust your order. But from asking around, I didn't think Target actually does that, so I just canceled and reordered. But this is easy. I was gonna pick this setup regardless, so $10 cheaper, hell yeah. But the Mandalorian, I know last stream you and I were saying this is probably it for blue Mandos for us.
Yeah.
So $5 cheaper makes it a lot easier to swallow.
I
totally
kind of
hated myself a little bit in pre-ordering it.
You know what it is? That white stripe across the head. It
cool.
just looks cool, and I was like, okay, I like this. This one's cool. It was that one little extra bit of paint where I was like, all right.
Make
cool.
the cloner meme that you have with Squidward. Just make that for Mandos.
Mandos.
Yeah, that's what it's.
Buckethead.
It looks good for $20. That's like, I mean,
right. It's like a throwback. $20 Black Series are back on the menu, so that got me excited right out of the gate.
It's just so funny because if you think back in the day, this is 20. I feel like I'd probably be like, I don't know, and now it's 20. What a deal!
It's a steal. I'm so used to getting screwed by Target and paying $28 now.
Right?
No, $20. I'm in.
But like, you also. Too, that's a good point. But what you're getting for $20 here, with the new sculpt on that new Mando body, with this one has the silver paint on it, like that, you wouldn't get that for that $20. The figures weren't as good, so it's like, to me, it's even better in a sense.
And this is what I might even say top $5 in the line.
Easy. And we said, at least I said, I think at the time when the heavy. When the Death Watch Mandalorian, when the Death Watch Mandalorian dropped, I was like, use this for everything. Put out 1 million of these, I'll buy them. And now I actually have to stick. Yeah, I have to actually stick to my word. It's like, oh, I did say, just buy it.
Maybe use other colors than blue. There are lots of them. They could do some other colors.
Thanks for checking in, Mike. See you later,
Mike.
See you, Mike.
But yeah, I do wish this guy had like another gun or something, because like just the pistol is like a little bit less than I would like.
I'd also like 2 holsters.
Yeah, right.
Again, I don't know if it's accurate. I don't want to.
Yeah, well, we could get into the figure being accurate or not, but like, I feel like when you have the Death Watch Mando that comes with the big gun and the pistol, and it's like, I wish this had like one more thing, but it's still a cool figure, especially for $20. Yeah. At that $20, I'm in.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that made it like, if you were on the fence, I think that made you jump for sure.
Yep. So I immediately canceled the pre-order and just jumped right on it as soon as I saw it this morning, or that morning.
Is it sold out currently? Because I know Justin was having the problems ordering
it.
Possibly. Hold on.
I haven't looked.
I didn't see if it ever came back in, so it's a good point.
I'm playing a really gambling game with both of these. So.
Oh, you're sticking to your no Target pre-orders?
Yeah, and then I think if they're already going on sale, I think we might find them in store even a little cheaper. We'll see.
So the droids are gone. I don't know about the privateer.
I'd be very
Maybe not.
surprised if the privateer is sold out.
Yeah, the privateer is still available if anybody wants that. At $20, and if you pre-order both, you'll get free shipping. So if you're gonna, I mean, you can't get this one now, but if you already have this one ordered, let's say you pre-ordered the $35.99 or whatever, you've already got free shipping. So if you wanted to add the other one,
Right.
For me, it beats having to hunt them in the store. But like, I've pre-ordered from Target before and then found them in store early and then just canceled it. So either way,
I mean, I think that's the smart move for sure. I'm just gambling. Feel like it.
How close do you live, Fig, to your nearest Target?
Probably like 15 minutes, and then I have another one like about 25, and then if I want to get adventurous, another one about 45, 50.
All right, so that's not too bad. My nearest Target is like a half hour to 45 minutes away. So I know that's not crazy, but it's enough where I'm like, if I don't have to hunt, I won't.
That beats it. And you're saving on gas, and if you can get free shipping too, you might as well. And the thing is, like, I don't have to have it the day it comes out. Like, I'm not trying to like get it for reviews or anything like that, or have to beat, other people to the punch for it. Like, I just want the toys for my shelf. Like, I'm not too concerned about getting it early or
and also like specifically for this release, I feel like if you really wanted it early, you would already have the R5. And do you?
Yeah,
I think you do. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, I'm thinking about it now because it doesn't have the motivator.
See, so that's the thing. Yeah, like so I was sure that it would include that, but
that is really going to motivate you to get.
Nice.
But it does come with those jet boosters, and I was shocked to see it came with that. That's cool. I'm excited to see them pack that in with an R2.
Me too. This is a great set, and for like you guys are saying, for $36, I mean, anybody in their right mind besides me would be all over this, like no brainer. So. It's just a cool set. So I'm glad. Again, if I think you're on the fence, this would have made you go, wait, I'm saving $10 and I'm getting all this. Yeah,
4 droids for 35.
Yeah, that's
basically R5 for 25, and then the other for 10. Easy.
Yeah. Right. You get 2 pit droids and a BD droid for $10 basically with this being on sale. So this is an absolute dub, and if you were lucky to get it, I mean, at that price point, that's almost unbeatable.
I'm not gonna lie. If I somehow would be able to flip the R5, I might buy 2, just to have more pit droids. Like,
Army building up the pit droids. Yo, imagine if you could, since you're getting into 3D printing, if like we get a Pod Racer 3D print file,
that would be sick.
And Army build up those pit droids.
See, and that's like, there's something wrong now, because I last stream I specifically talked about how I don't Army build, and now this is going through my mind.
The thing is, 3D printing changes everything, though, man, because it makes you want to buy multiples to go in your dioramas and stuff. Like, I wanted to have extra figures to go in the cantina I'm putting together. Like, I bought another Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan to put in my cantina. And so I have 2. I have them both on the A New Hope shelf, and then both of them in a cantina. So, like, it changes everything.
I could see myself the Hoth turret that Zach printed. I could see myself getting more Hoth figures, Rebel soldiers, snowtroopers, just because of that. Like, I already know. I love Zach's display of the 501st on the Jedi Temple steps, and I just know that I'm gonna want to print that, but I can't. I can't Army build clones. It's too much. I can't do it.
Man, you'll probably be able to get some of those old archive 501sts for pretty cheap, especially at ICC Con. I bet you could find a bunch of them loose.
Where do I draw the line? I gotta say like 3, 4, like.
I would say I would go 4 with an Anakin. Would make a cool subdued, like not quite as extravagant Jedi Temple March setup. I think 4 is a healthy amount. Before you get into like the weirdo territory where I have like 9 of them behind my Anakin right now. So like that's what I call bizarre behavior at that point.
Jesus Christ, Zach, 11.
11.
11. See, right?
good.
Some he's gonna top everybody. So don't worry about having 3 or 4. If he's gonna have 11, then you're a normal person at that
See,
point.
Zach, you got to buy one more so you can have
Yeah.
an even dozen.
Yeah, you got to
gotta
have the.
do that now.
Or
can't
might as well go for 13. Have the baker's dozen. You know?
exactly.
Well, at that point, you might as well do 16. Just
And
Just keep going.
If you're
Just
doing
build,
16,
just
you
build
might
the
as well
whole
do
50
20.
first at that point. Go for the even 20.
Right, and then you might as well do 25. So.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
11, not counting the newer versions. Okay, so he's even beating that.
Yeah,
But I
that's
guess the Appos don't count because they're not the right shade of blue.
Right.
Speaking of that, great figure, but now we see that color difference, man.
I know
is
it
kind of a
didn't
letdown.
bother me that much
until
the new clone 2-pack came out,
Mhm.
and I was just, this blue is perfect. I
feel like everybody shifted at, like you said, as soon as that 2-pack came out, because before that it was like constant praise for that Apo 50 first, and then ever since then it's like everybody's kind of gone downhill on it. I still like them, and if I keep them separate from the other ones,
Same.
looks fine to me.
I don't keep them separate, so it's like if you look on my, can you see? No, I don't think you can't really see my clone.
You're a little small. I'm just trying to make you big.
Okay, so you can kind of see my clone shelf behind me right there.
Mhm.
That's my clone shelf.
Right.
Is Oppo there? Yeah, he's there. So you can see he's right smack in the middle between the other ones. So where
I think I can kind of tell a difference where the other ones are darker.
Yeah, this one. So he's right smack in the middle with all the other blues, and it just bugs me. But I'm one of the few I feel that actually use him as Oppo, and I don't use him as.
Well, see, that's different. Yeah,
so that's also kind of annoying because the whole thing is I wanted to have a full 501st ranking from general, like Anakin, all the way to, pretty sure that 5s was never promoted. I think he's still a private. So by the end. So I went through like the whole thing, like general, commander, captain, sergeant, corporal, private. I think that was all of them. So if you look in the clone canon, they've all been, each one of them has been a rank, like lieutenant. Jesse's a lieutenant before he was, commander at the end of season 7. So I like that you could have a full clone ranking of the 501st. So that's why I wanted to make him Oppo. And I still use that archive one as my 501st grunt.
Nice.
So
yeah, I have them mixed up with my like knockoffs. Like I had, well, until I did my like Jedi Temple setup, like I had all the 501st archives with like the AliExpress ones and like all the ARC Trooper releases they've been doing and stuff like that. So like they're all mixed together for me. Like I have like the commanders in the front, and then I have like all the grunts and like named clones that are just like regs in the back.
yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do once, because right now I had them, but I actually when I started really liking Bad Batch season 3, I took them off the shelf to put the Bad Batch back on. But the AliExpress clones, I had to put them away because if you look at all of my shelves, I'm sorry, Justin was mocking me on stream the other day, but if you look at all of my shelves, I have just one row because I don't want to block things. That's why I'm so excited. Once I get my 3D printer, I could actually have risers.
Yeah.
This is like a third of my collection because I don't want to block things. So I just have one row. So I could fit so many more figures. The only exception is right here, my Marvel Legends. I have like these guys sitting down, if you see.
I have one or two like that. They're like hanging off the edge of a shelf or whatever.
That whole row of the West Coast Avengers right here. I have them all sitting down.
See, that's cool though. That's a fun pose.
Eventually, I want to fix that because I remember someone in the Discord asked for a picture of my X-Men shelf, which is the shelf right below it. And I took a picture, but if you look in the picture, there's like the shadow of all the West Coast Avengers' feet right below. So,
they're dangling.
Yeah, so I don't want to keep that as a permanent thing. It's cool. I've had it for a while now, but once I get the risers, Luke stands there, it's going to be great.
Oh yeah, it changes the game, and you can display so many more figures. Like one of my absolute favorite shelves that I have is the Mandalorian shelf because it has like all the hex stands, like, and I want to print more to like have behind them, like because I only printed the short ones. I need the tall ones so I can display all, because they've released so many figures for Mandalorian that like you need risers to display all those, or you're just like you have to pick and choose at that point.
And I was speaking to Zach and Justin today, trying to see how much filament I should get. So I'm sure we'll talk about that as well. But
oh yeah, we'll get into that.
I gotta see, because I want to make sure that I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to. Well, I guess we'll see. I don't know how much filament I want to get tomorrow, but I want to at least fill my Star Wars shelves. That's priority. Then we'll worry about Marvel and then McFarlane later.
McFarlane.
So
yeah, Zach did a hex trip in 2.5 hours the other day. I was splicing one, and it was like showing like 2.5 or like 3 hours or whatever, something like that, when I was just tinkering with it a minute ago. I didn't want to be printing in the middle of the stream because this thing is pretty loud when it's when it's going. Yeah, be ready for that thing to, when it's cranking, to be noisy. So like I would do it like the middle of the day, if like I would do it when people aren't home, or just not overnight, I guess, if you know you're gonna have people in the vicinity.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be, my bed is like right in front of me, and my printer's gonna be over there. So I guess I probably won't be able to sleep. We'll see.
You may not be able to print overnight, but you said you were going to be doing it in a closet, so maybe like you could like encase it, and maybe the white noise will help you sleep. But like that thing starts cranking randomly when it's going on the print. So
I feel like that I'm a pretty heavy sleeper, so we'll see.
Yeah,
but I know when I used to live in New York, I slept through earthquakes multiple times with no problem. So, but they were New York earthquakes, you know.
Yeah,
not California earthquakes.
They're not actually like shattering, you know, stuff. Like right. You're not having like tons of stuff falling.
Yeah,
right.
Like I know Mike had to eventually just give up on displaying lightsabers with his Jedi because like it just kept happening so often.
Yeah.
So
I remember when I heard him say that on the podcast, I actually laughed out loud.
Yeah, poor guy.
Sucks, yeah.
But yeah, 3D printing will absolutely change the way you collect. Like it will make your buying habits different. You'll be buying filament instead of figures sometimes. Like it got me excited to focus on one line in particular more, because like if you could really accentuate your Star Wars collection and make it that much better, then at least for me, this is how I felt. I felt less compelled to get into other stuff, if that makes sense.
I also feel that there's like, I have like a list of things that I've wanted to print, because Luke sent me a while ago. He sent me a list of or a link rather to one of his like verified sellers. So
what's up, Nate?
What's up, Nate?
What up, Nate?
But yeah, Luke sent me a list of his sellers so I can buy some when I didn't have a 3D printer, obviously. And there were a few things that I wanted. And I was like, I want this, but it's just, and I'm not blaming the price because I understand why it's so expensive, but I'm like, it's like $50 or something for like the Endor trees, like for the Force Ghosts. And it's like, I think I might even get a little more than that. And I get it. I get why it's that price, but I was just like, oh, I just got to wait till I get my own. And just like you recommended, Hans, or the chairs and the table.
Yeah, like the Cantina Showdown setup. Yeah.
I wanted to buy that, but I said, you know what? I'll wait. So there's so many things that I know I want to put for my shelf. And now that I'm going to get a printer, I'm like, yep, here we go.
Yes.
So I'm very
awesome,
excited.
Man.
And the Greedo and Han thing specifically, I have them set up right now where it's like right when Greedo stops Han, where, you know, he puts the blaster in his chest. So that's my temporary thing, because obviously permanently I want to do like you suggested, where they're sitting at the table and chair. So that's going to be really fun.
I love that little display on my A New Hope shelf. Like, because I have all the figures like standing behind them, and I have like Greedo and Han like sitting down at the little table, and just like having him posed up like with his hand behind his head and reaching for his blaster is just such a cool little setup. And for that, it being an older figure, it articulates pretty well for like to have the ability to like actually like do that pose and look natural.
And the Greedo too, like you've talked about that before, but that Greedo is very good for its time.
Oh yeah. I'll stand on the desk for Greedo being the best like first wave figure
for sure
in the whole line. Like it's held up over time.
I don't know if it was you or maybe it was Nate you're watching. I don't know, you could say if it was you. I don't remember who it was on last Sunday, yesterday's stream, but someone said that Greedo doesn't need to be remade, and I totally agree. It does not. I mean, I wouldn't turn it down if it was made, but there's so many other figures from that era that absolutely need a remake, and I'm
Right.
great with the Greedo. I picked them up the other day. I'm like, if you told me this came out in like 2018, 2019, I'd buy it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the fact that it came out 5 years before that is crazy.
Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
that was
right.
Mike. Okay.
Curly said it was Mike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Greedo is awesome. Like it's basically just timeless. Like, and yeah, there's some articulation things that like could have been that could maybe use some
Oh, yeah.
modernization, but I mean for the time, it's an absolute banger of a figure in my opinion. It does everything you need it to do for Greedo.
And then too, he has that weathering on him that you just don't get anymore. So you'd be
Right.
It's kind of like that Rex 59 conundrum we all have is like if you remake him the exact same way, that weathering's not going to be as good. We
Right.
all know it. So
Very true.
Yep. They don't do that old school weathering anymore.
That reminds me, Wilbon, when you said, I can't see. This is the problem with so many streams. I always forget on what. I don't know if this was,
Bro, I've been on so many shows and streams lately because I just did the Dexter's Cantina thing and out of the basement, and then this it all runs together at a certain point.
So I know it was you that said this. I just don't remember which stream you were on when you said it. But when you said that you had an extra Han Solo vest and you put it on the Kenner Greedo, I did the same thing, and it looks fantastic.
It absolutely pops.
I've had that
like
for a while. It's just a great other Cantina alien.
Yeah, it turns him into a different Rodian. He's my bartender in my cantina. Like,
Nice.
that's just fun. Like, I love doing goofy stuff like that with Star Wars, and that's why I'm so excited about them doing like a Moma Nadon, because like that's them like taking a step into doing like non-army builder figures that are like goofy aliens and stuff like that, and at a reasonable price point too. Like, I consider like a $30-some figure to be pretty reasonable for like a unique looking figure.
Especially because he's actually unique compared to Doc Ondar. Like, I did not think they would do a unique head sculpt for him. That's crazy. That they're
I totally thought it would just be
Thorian heads in the line.
Yeah, I thought it would totally be just complete reuse.
Yeah,
you have Doc Ondar, right?
Yeah.
So, do you have him displayed in the cantina now?
So I have a Doc Ondar shop. I need to take more updated photos of it, but like in the middle part right here, like I printed the like shelves and like the display cabinets and stuff like that.
Extra accessories that you don't need, you put them on the.
It's the perfect setup for like extra lightsaber hilts, helmets, jetpacks, like all that kind of stuff. I have my Ned B in there. He's holding a giant box.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that.
I'll have to send you guys some photos or post them on my Instagram. That way everybody can see them of what the way I've got it set up right now. It's a little bit crowded with figures. I'll like take a few out so like you can actually see all the stuff I've printed, but it's probably the coolest thing I have in the collection.
Yeah, it's like you said, we're printing changing the game, because I was wondering what I was going to do with my Doc, because right now he's been taking the place of Hammerhead in the cantina. So once MoMA actually comes out, I'll have to move Doc. But that's a great idea. Just print Doc shop, because I loved when Luke did that. It looked so good. And I have so many extra random accessories that I love, but there's nowhere to put them. You guys find that with accessories, you're always like, oh, it needs to come with 10 million accessories, but you only display them with one. Like, what am I going to do with all this?
Then I end up with pull drawers like this, just full, just absolutely full of stuff. Like,
look at that.
What am I going to do with all that? Yeah.
I mean, I have so many. It's true. It's great because like sometimes in my mind, I'll try different. Like I'll do not weird, but different stuff. Like this is a SHF Mimbian. And I put the backpack on.
That's cool. See, that's creative. Yeah.
That's like I like the accessories from that, but you're right, Zoo. The Mafex Mando I have, the 2.0 came with all that stuff. Yeah. And since I've got him, he's just had his whistling birds and Darksaber. That's how I like him. And I haven't like really utilized other stuff. I will, and I like to have that option. But you're so right. It's like 9 out of 10 times it's in these bins. It's kind of a
with the imports, you're 100% right, because I don't have many and I don't have any for Star Wars, but the few imports that I have, I actually keep the accessories in the box because there's so many of them. It's the same thing with the NECA. I keep NECA figures and like I take the figures out of the box with the accessories I want to use, And the accessories I don't use, I just keep them in the box. Otherwise, I feel like I'd have over a dozen Ziploc bags of just NECA accessories. They just come with so many.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I
That's
had my
cool,
choice,
80s kid. That's
I'd
awesome.
rather have it come with more because it's just fun.
Right.
You know, like always,
Yeah.
like it's always better. But like, there's certain figures where, I mean, Hammerhead's a prime example. It's like maybe a little more would have been cool, but if he came with
cups,
nothing, yeah,
Cups.
yeah, hey, he's got everything he
Hey,
needs.
that stuff fills out that cantina, man.
100%.
It's any world building accessories. I don't care if they're cups. It could be a full course meal. It could be just empty plates. That's fine. It could be a jug. Like anything to just add to that world building. Like
And
I'm jealous of like the TVC chrysanthemum that had like the fruit.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that would be awesome.
I bought that chrysanthemum just because it had so many accessories. I was like, I dabble in TVC. Do I really need chrysanthemum? And then I saw he came with all that. He's like, yeah, I do need it.
Yeah. And you could just have the other one hold it like it's a small one, you know. Like he's just got a baby fruit, you know.
Yeah, but
it's like a grape.
You're exactly right, Fig, because there are like, I don't know. Take what's a figure that comes with so many accessories? I can't even think of one now.
Like in the Black Series?
Whatever. Let's say it's the Mafex Mando, like you were talking about.
Okay.
Oh, I would say like the Cal Kestis that comes with like all the extra stuff.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example. Let's say the three of us have that figure. I don't know if you guys have it.
I do.
You do? Yeah. Okay, so we all have it. I bet there's a good chance that the three of us are displaying it in different ways. So the accessories are good that way because I may say, oh, I only want the double bladed. But maybe Fig only wants the single bladed, and maybe Wilbon wants the blaster. So it's like,
right? Or maybe Wilbon has it in the box because he put away all the Jedi Fallen Order stuff right now because he has too many figures on the shelf to display everything.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's like I always welcome more, but then there's certain figures where it's like I was using Hammerhead for example. If he came with nothing, it looks like such an amazing figure that it doesn't matter. Like I'd rather have the paint and the detail on the figure versus accessories for some figures. It's definitely a back and forth for sure.
Well, yeah, there's so many accessories where I'm like, this is nice, but if I think about lots of the characters that I want, like especially we're talking Jedi and Sith, a lot of those characters, like you give me a Darth Bane, his armor would be cool, but he doesn't need it. Just give me his lightsaber. That's it.
Yeah, and the cloak, and we're good.
Like
it's like we got Malgus. Like all he needs is his lightsaber.
But then there's other characters like Joris Sabayoth. I did not expect them to have his lightning hands, but that's really cool. And I'm definitely going to choose to display him like that now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm so excited for that Joris Sabayoth. I think I was like shit posting in the Black Series Cantina chat, like when they were talking about like what figures they would want in the line or whatever. I would say Joris Sabayoth, like just with no inclination that it would ever actually happen. And lo and behold, we actually are getting a Joris Sabayoth in the year of our Lord 2024.
If someone had asked me a character that I thought we would never get, he would be like up there. He'd be top.
Oh,
yeah.
He's high.
For sure.
And Baxter the Rabbit.
Yeah, that's true. Jackson Rabbit.
That's one where it just absolutely came out of left field.
You know it's niche character when like heavy Star Wars collectors are like,
I have no clue.
Because I had never heard of Jackson.
Yeah, same.
I feel like he might be the only Star Wars figure in my collection where I was like, who are you? I never heard of this guy.
Yeah.
I had to actually look him up.
It's just an absolute hilarious situation that like Corellian says, people have been asking for these in 3 3/4 inch since the 90s, and Black Series. Okay, yeah, we got it.
Oh, I've seen a lot of hates for Sixers getting Joris.
Yeah.
You know what?
And Luke too.
You know what? It's all Star Wars. Why can't they just buy the 6-inch figures too? You know, I buy TVC. I'm a degenerate. I buy this. I buy these Happy Meal toys. I think they're cool.
Hey, look, I got a
Why
little.
Can't they dabble in 6-inch?
I got a little spoiler for recent pickups.
Hey,
see, right? TVC. Yeah. Not safe for Sixers, but yeah, which is me. But yeah, like it's okay to dabble in both lines. Like I like getting the best of both worlds. I like getting the vehicles and the better figures. Like it's
But see,
okay.
it's the problem is, and you've talked about this before, you dabble a little bit, and then all of a sudden you got a full shelf worth. It's
Yeah.
very hard. You got to set that limit.
Yeah. I kind of limit myself with TVC to like I have like little desk buddies that are 3 3/4 inch. So like I try not to go beyond that unless it's a vehicle. Then they go in the vehicle. So I try to like limit them in that way.
See, I was like that. I was like, oh, I'm going to put them on my desk. Exactly like you said, little desk buddies to fiddle with. And then instead, now that top shelf is TVC. But I think I got to change that because it's kind of weird because they're so small. I don't think, can you guys even see the figures?
No, they're
They're too short. And you can't see them.
Tiny. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to change that shelf from because the back of my stream display, you can't even see the top of the shelf. But
yeah, you got to zoom in on those with the magnifying glass to see
I
those.
think one of my favorite things is Zach's just distaste for TVC. Just
the bit is incredible. Like it's
one
hysterical.
Of the best bits.
Yeah,
it's so good. People get so angry at Zach. I love it.
Yeah, he loves to stir the pot, and that's what makes that podcast great. Is him constantly just riling people up.
Can you imagine though? I know we know. Yak confirmed that it is coming. But can you imagine if TVC got a newly tooled Hayden Anakin first?
The meltdown would be unbelievable. Could you imagine the May the 4th stream comes and goes and TBS doesn't get Anakin, but TVC
does? Yeah.
That would be better than if we got Anakin.
Yeah,
for the podcast reasons only.
Right.
For just the podcast reasons only.
TVC gets a nice Anakin, like Hayden Anakin, and then we'll get a holocom Sebastian Shaw.
Probably. Then Justin have to edit everybody with laser eyes.
You know, Yak never confirmed it was Hayden Anakin. So we could be getting a Sebastian Shaw Anakin.
That's true. That's true. Or maybe it's another little Annie. Maybe we're getting another another Jake Lloyd Anakin.
And you know, it's still a Jedi because they could do Padawan Jake Lloyd with the
See,
braid.
they can still do Jedi Padawan Anakin.
We're gonna get from the deleted scene. We're gonna get Sebastian Shaw with the lightsaber.
Let's go.
That's the Anakin we're gonna get.
Could you imagine if we get an actual Sebastian Shaw Anakin Skywalker? The actual meltdown he'll have on the show.
I just want them to actually like go into it so hyped and they say, we know you guys have been asking for it. We're revealing a new Anakin finally. It just shows the photo on screen. It's a close-up on Sebastian Shaw's face. That's it.
It's not safe for Zach right now.
Yeah. Zach, what would the title of that episode be? Zach's done with Black Series.
Zach's selling his whole collection.
Yeah. I'm done with this fail scale.
Done with the fail scale. Yeah.
That's what would make Zach switch to TVC. If TVC gets
that would be the final straw.
Yep. Sebastian Shaw is because that's what they'll say. They'll say that it'll be the Zach's answer.
Good Lord.
He starts off the stream and he's putting rope like this.
Yeah.
What are you using that rope for?
He's like loading a gun.
Jesus. See, you know what's funny though? I joke, but I'd buy a Sebastian Shaw figure.
Oh, I'm not even joking. I'd buy it. I'd take down the Hayden one and throw it in the trash. It's garbage.
I don't know about that.
Whoa.
No, it wouldn't go in the trash. It'd go in this bin right here. But yeah, Sebastian Shaw Anakin would be on the shelf for sure.
I feel like I would like to display like 2 versions of the ghosts, but I don't know how I could do that because I don't want 2 Obi-Wan ghosts and 2 Yoda ghosts. So
yeah,
you just have 2 Anakins there. You're like,
ignore it. Look at each other.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Anakin. Hi,
Hi, I'm the original Anakin. Who the hell are you?
I think it's safe to say though, since we didn't get it like an alternate head, I feel like they'll never do a Sebastian Shaw.
No, I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
I feel like Disney might be against doing anything from the original trilogy that's not like, that's not the special edition. I feel, I feel like that's why like we're never gonna get the Wolfman from the Cantina because he's not in the actual.
No.
Like,
that version's not on Disney Plus, where little
Right.
Johnny, who's seen the movie, would know who that character is. So I feel like they're catering to like general fans versus just like the hardcore fans from back in the day with that kind of stuff. So
And I mean,
like,
even on top of Disney, I mean, that's George Lucas's
yeah.
thought process too.
Have
So
you
I feel
guys
like,
seen? Like, there's a rumor. I don't even know. Maybe it's confirmed. I'm pretty sure it's just a rumor though. That George, in his contract to selling Disney or selling Star Wars to Disney, said that they can't ever release the original theatrical cut.
I heard that as well. I don't know.
yeah, I've heard that before. I wouldn't be surprised because he's so like
Anti the original.
Yeah, like he's so fixated on it being his like definitive version, which is totally fine. It's his prerogative. He made it. Whatever. I would personally like a restored version of those original films.
Oh, 100%.
Thankfully, we do have the despecialized versions for us nerds that love the original thing. We do have that available online, but I would love if Disney threw us fans a bone with that. But it may or may not be possible.
There's also, I don't know, I guess it would have to be some sort of edit, but it sucks because there are some of the changes I do like. It's just, so I wish there was like some hybrid middle ground. Like, I don't know anybody who prefers the original Phantom Menace puppet Yoda. Like that, he looked awful. It was
You're talking to him right now. Yes.
Oh my god.
I'm nostalgic for it, man. That was the Yoda I saw in theaters in 1999. Give me that piece of shit Yoda. It's like it's not even alive.
He so awful.
He looks horrible, and I like it. I like it. Give me the crappy version. It's fine. Look, I have it. I have the figure. I have the figure on my desk right here.
Yeah, see, that's what it's gonna look like. The new Black Series 2-pack with green.
This horrifying fucking Yoda.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
I like I know a lot of people don't.
Here's the leak
really
here with the chair.
Yeah, there you go. Will Bond's got it early.
What if that's the scaled up and that's the version we get?
Just straight up,
exactly.
With the single joint for like the hips, where he just does this. That's all we get.
Oh god.
I like Victory Celebration though. I like Yub Nub. It's a great song, but I feel that Yub Nub is like just for Ewoks, just for Endor. When it's like the Empire was defeated, the Emperor's dead. I feel like Victory Celebration is a nice, for everything.
It's a more grand ending,
right? And it's one of my favorite Star Wars songs in general. I just really like that.
It was a new theme composed by John Williams. Who's saying no to that?
Right, exactly. So I do like that, and I do like just like the general technological improvements. But like even some of the things that George did right before he sold it, like Greedo saying McClunky, stupid. But
it's so dumb, but I love it now. Like at the time, I was like, "This is just cringe. I hate it." But now I'm like, "That's just funny." Like that just cracks me up every time.
I don't know if it bothers you guys, but for me, the personal worst change that George did is making Darth Vader say no at the end of Return of the Jedi. I hate that with every fiber of my being. Because if he's saying he's like no, and I'm the Emperor, I'd be like, no, what, Vader? What the fuck? Like,
the fuck are you talking about?
Turn around. Like,
yeah,
Vader's talking to himself.
Yeah,
I hate it, and also it reads like you don't trust the audience that Vader is like conflicted. It's like you have to have him say it instead of just looking at his face, the helmet, and seeing, oh, he's deciding what to do. That's why if I ever showed someone the original trilogy for the first time, as much as I like some of the changes, the ones that I don't like, I really don't like. So I feel like it'd have to be the original theatrical, even though
yeah,
it has to be Harmy's despecialized. That's really it. Because even if I were to show them the original VHS or the DVDs, even they don't hold up to today's HDness. Right. And I know I'm such a snob with that. I can't. The other day,
it's not definitive. Like we need a definitive, like restoration of those original films.
My mom was watching a standard definition movie the other day, and I was like, what? Oh, what are you watching? I looked at the screen. I saw it was standard definition. I was like, I can't do this. Like, it hurts my eyes. I'm such a snob. I can't do it anymore.
I watched the OT like 2 weeks or last week, 2 weeks ago on VHS, like the original on alternate. But the thing is, it was like background, so like I would look up every once in a while, and it's like, and those copies are my childhood too, so it's like
it's also
that makes it better.
There.
Yeah. And like you said, the scene came up where it was Vader making the decision to save Luke, and it's so perfect to me, where it's just no dialogue, it's just the camera work, and like you can he even behind a mask through the camera work and like just him like looking back and forth is all you need as like to figure out what's going on in the scene. Like, we didn't need anything else to explain him weighing this decision.
Right.
So
that's exactly the reason why you don't need to see the Mandalorian without his helmet on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Get what his emotions are through the mask. They did that scene so well. The fact that, like Zoo was saying, is like that why you added that is such like a derp moment to most people. It's like you can tell what's going on, you can see the conflict. It's like it all adds up. It's like poetry, it rhymes, and then the no doesn't rhyme. There you go.
Did you guys see the actor who plays Master Chief in the Halo show? Or if it was not him, it was the writer. One of them, there was like, oh, Master Chief takes his helmet off because he can't emote with it on. I'm like, watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah. Have you seen Star Wars? Like Darth Vader, you don't see his face until the very end, and he emotes just fine. Like, I don't know. It just seems like weak writing and weak directing, weak cinematography, because like just the way they even shoot the actor can make a difference, and the voice inflections make a difference. It's like Pedro Pascal is incredible doing the voice work for Mandalorian, and he conveys enough emotion. Like, you don't need to see his face, it just works.
And that's the thing with Vader, especially. I've talked to people that feel that his, it's these anti-OTers who feel that Vader flips too quick, but no, see,
that's funny. That's funny.
Han's the only one who shot. He didn't shoot
see that
first.
Yeah, there is no first. There is no first. There is just only Han shot.
Right.
Han shot that McClunky fool like that. There's no question about it.
But what I was saying was,
go ahead.
Vader. These people who say that, like, oh, Vader flips too fast, I'm like, gotta watch the movie again, because in Return of the Jedi, it's not just the end. The entire film, he's conflicted, and you could see it in how he emotes. Like, it's great when he talks to Luke on Endor. It's like, the whole movie you can see he's slowly becoming disillusioned.
Another moment is like when he lets the shuttle go to Endor. He knows it's Luke and is like, I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna go I'll deal with them myself. He fully knows his son is coming, and he's like, I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna bring him in, and like the whole course of the movie is him weighing this decision, what he's gonna do. So like, and just like the way he like walks, the camera lingers on him when Luke leaves, like you said, on the bridge or whatever on Endor. That's
one of my favorite scenes.
I love that's one of the best scenes of in any Star Wars, and it involves zero action. I know, and it's great. Just that the way the camera lingers on Vader, where he's just like walking back towards the other end, where I'm like, oh.
Especially
awesome.
Because the line that Luke says before that, he's like, "My father is truly dead." You could feel like Vader's like, "Oh shit." Damn.
Yeah, like
oh shit, that's my boy.
Yeah.
I
don't look at Luke's lightsaber too, like the movement of that. Like, you could tell in that scene, like all the thoughts going through Vader's head. You can tell he's struggling. There's so many little points, and I mean that's a attribute to how well those movies were made. As far as
for sure.
And that's what we've talked about it in Discord, and we say, like, those movies that have those type of that pacing or that type of where the dialogue can be really heavy, but it doesn't need to be, and you can still get those scenes across with the same amount of emotions. It just comes down to like really good story and really good cinematography, and
Oh yeah.
100%.
it's so good. People that say Vader switched too quickly in Return of the Jedi, I don't know. Like,
I
I'm not calling
disagree.
it anything, but
I
you're
feel like
right.
they need to rewatch.
Yeah, it's been a while since they've taken a trip down
Right.
memory lane with all Return of the Jedi.
And the
But
thing is-
Zach makes a good point here with Kylo talking to Vader's helmet, like the way the shots go back and forth on Kylo looking down at Vader's helmet, and then the music comes in, and it's
Right.
it's beautiful. Force Awakens, for all its faults, is a beautifully made film. Like,
you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just about to say that. It's
yeah,
even today, like I may not like where the sequel trilogy went, but overall, but I could watch The Force Awakens and be like, yeah, I really enjoyed this still. I mean, I hate to say it because I enjoy the universe of the prequel trilogy more, but I enjoy that movie from beginning to end, I think, more than any prequel trilogy movie. Even Revenge of the Sith, which I love.
Wow.
I love
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith, but
I
I
mean,
just-
the thing is, it's like it takes something that we all love in A New Hope, and it just like brings it to a modern audience, and it
Right.
like it changes things up just a little bit, and with modern effects and everything, it's like it. And I have so many good memories associated with that movie too. Like, just for me personally, it's
Star Wars was
you know,
back.
when Star Wars came back and like all the figures were back in stores, and Star Wars branding was on everything in the world. Like,
Yep.
you couldn't turn around without seeing Star Wars on something. So like, just for me as a fan, it's like, oh, Star Wars is back. And like, yeah, it wasn't like the greatest thing ever, but it was good enough for me, and it made me happy enough to go see it 5 times in theaters.
Also,
And
I
yeah,
love the first Star Wars, so the fact that it's basically a remake of that, that's a great
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
So
right.
it's all right.
And it's okay to remake movies 40 years later for a modern audience, and
Right.
and so young people can experience that, like, you know, older fans, and like how I did as a kid on VHS. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I'm all for remakes. I know a lot of people don't like them, but the way I view it is if it sucks, it's okay. It doesn't take away from the original. You can just
Exactly.
if they make a sequel or a remake or something, and they undo things and they don't like it, whatever. It's in the beginning of the new Terminator movie, they kill off John Connor in the first 2 seconds of the movie. So you know what? When I watched it, I'm like, okay, this isn't my Terminator. It's okay.
Yeah.
And I
No.
could just go in and just watch the rest of the movie and enjoy it for what it is, or not. And then just
Yeah.
I still got Terminator 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is when you look at something like Star Wars that has constant retcons and constant changes like that, you could enjoy what you want, and then what you don't, and it's fine. And especially when you have a long running character like Anakin Skywalker, who's, basically in all trilogies, because even though he's not in the sequel trilogy, he's heavily influenced.
His
Yeah.
presence is felt in Kylo Ren. Like, Kylo is just an extension of Anakin,
Yeah.
essentially.
And plus the animated shows, even the live
Right.
action shows with Obi-Wan, like he's just always there. Of course, there's going to be differences. He's had 4 or 5 actors play him now, Anakin in total. So
Yeah.
there's going to be different interpretations, different ways that it goes. And it's just back to that scene that I was saying on Endor. It's just, I don't know how you guys felt, but for me, when I was a kid and he said, you don't know the power of the dark side, I always took that as like, oh, a threat, that he's threatening Luke. But as an adult, I view that line so much differently, because I view it
Yeah.
when he's like, you don't know the power that it has over me. Because the following line, he says, I must obey my master.
To
it makes
me,
me feel like,
yeah, to me, and growing up and seeing themes from reality in the media I consume, it to me is like an addict explaining
right.
explaining that they cannot stop, that they're compelled to do it.
Yeah,
That
it's not a
it's not
threat.
even a decision to make. It's
Yeah.
I can't not do this. Like, I don't have a choice. It
And that's what
is
makes it so special to me.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh
then
yeah.
Luke shows that he can.
Right. Yeah.
It's so good. I feel like we could just talk about how good the OT is for like 5 hours.
I was about to say we have a lot to get
I know, we
into,
gotta
and
move on.
I love this discussion, but I think we should move on.
Yeah.
I think we should get back into figures. I know that's the main idea of the
I
show.
do this every time, Wilbon. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I love discussing the movies, and I like this show to be about different things too. I don't want it to just be about figures. We do need to get into that stuff, but I like peppering in other discussions. It keeps things lively, in my opinion.
Prediction video. Actually, got to do it.
Yeah. Now we'll get back into covering some of this stuff. But yeah, so Entertainment Earth today put up some older figures. We got like this Ahsoka from Clone Wars. It was like Hera from Rebels and Sabine from Rebels. I think that was largely it.
How long were these up? Because I saw them, and then by the time that I saw this, they had already been removed, so they couldn't have been up for that long.
Yeah, maybe it was an hour, maybe like an hour and a half, something like that, if that. But like, it just absolutely blew me away because I was like, I had stopped. I drive around a lot of the time for work, so like I'll miss stuff, and then like I'll stop to like go to the bathroom or whatever, or like hit a gas station, and then I pulled up and like I got because I have Yak Face on notifications, so I was like, I saw this and I was like, what? Like I knew we were getting some sort of refresh renewal of some older figures, but like this one in particular caught me off guard.
I just feel bad. I mean, I guess, it's personal choice, whatever. But I do feel bad for people who spent $50, $60, $70 on this Ahsoka. Like, it just sucks.
Yeah.
I see that all the time. It's why, like, I get it. Like, I know, like, when you said when you were at ICC and you bought Rex, like, I get something like that if you see it in person. But I'm always so hesitant to buy a figure at an inflated price, especially nowadays, because Black Series has Archive. Marvel Legends constantly releases figures. So I would be the only one that I'm not that nervous about is McFarlane, because I feel like Todd and his wacky brain doesn't like re-releases. He likes that it's its own thing.
So, I think so. Yeah, I think with McFarlane, like you're less likely to see those, like unless there's some sort of retool or repaint or something like that.
If something's new about it, it's never like this, like just a straight
refresh.
I remember I got this figure. I never found it in store, so I got it in a lot on eBay. But I got it with a TVC Mando, which was it wound up being my first TVC, for like $50. So because it was bundled like that, it was actually wound up retail for both of them together, basically. So little more expensive, but it was fine. So yeah, you're right, Mr. Coffee. But the thing is, I know that like I'm lucky. I know there are people who paid upwards of $50 for this.
So, like this Saturday, even not long after it came out, I remember because I was like I was sorry I missed out on this Ahsoka, because like I was fresh off of watching Clone Wars for the first time, because I binge watched the whole thing when I heard they were doing a season 7, and like I wasn't really super into the line, and then I saw that they had this figure, and I was like, oh sweet, it was a Walmart exclusive, so it's like, oh, and it's also like 50 or 60 bucks on the aftermarket. I was like, oh, come on, I don't want to pay that.
You still never got this?
I eventually did find one on a deal, so I paid like $35 for it. I was like, okay, that's reasonable. I can do that.
Well, I guess that leads into my next question I was going to ask you guys. Any of these re-releases that went up today, did either of you need any of them?
I didn't need her because I saw that display one time. The whole time, it was so hard to find that wave. If you guys were hunting around, it was ridiculously hard. And when I found out, all they had were the two Mandos on the left, so that's what I got. But
she was a Walmart exclusive, right?
Yeah.
See, that was the thing. I don't know if you guys know, New York doesn't have Walmarts.
Oh, so
wow! This was back when I lived in New York. So any Walmart exclusive, I was like, if Walmart doesn't list it online, it's eBay for me, because they don't have it. It's not in my state. What could I do?
Yeah, it's just not even available. Wow. And hunting Walmart exclusives in stores is awful.
Yeah,
like it's
now in Florida, that's what I got to do, and I hate it too. So I don't know what's worse.
I only generally will try to even get Walmart exclusives online because it's just not worth the time to go hunt Walmart stores for me. Like for these exclusives, like it's just mind boggling.
I feel like such a millennial because like today I went grocery shopping in store for the first time in quite a while. We usually like my house, we order groceries, comes to the house. I
Mhm.
physically went grocery shopping today and I couldn't stand it. I wanted to get out of there the second I walked in the store. And I felt like I felt so entitled that like I always order groceries online, but I hated it. I don't know how. I think about it like 10 years ago when I was a teenager or even when I was a kid and I would go with my dad. I don't know how I used to do it because I'm just like I'm waiting online and I'm like I hate this. I'm like running around the store looking for milk. I'm like I hate this. I just want to sit at home and have the groceries come straight to my door. And I know that feels like the most first world issue ever,
Yeah.
but I hate it. I feel like I'm not going to go grocery shopping in store for a long time now because I did it today and I'm like I'm good. I'm good with doing that.
The exception to this rule is Costco because Costco's an experience.
That is true.
If you have a Costco membership, it's honestly not a bad time. If you're married, which I'm pretty sure Fig Fury is, Costco is an activity when you're married because you get your food. It's cheap. You're gonna make some stupid impulse buy with your spouse or significant other, and then you just make kind of a day out of it. Like it's or like part of an afternoon anyway. It's
See,
like
I feel like when I was younger and like we went as a family, like my parents, me, my siblings, I feel like that's kind of what it was like an experience. But now it's like I want to go in and get out. It's like literally the moment I step in the door, I'm like, I need to get out of here as soon as possible.
yeah, like when it's like coming to shopping at like Walmart or like Kroger or something, I'm like, bruh, I can't do this. I gotta get out of here. This place sucks. There's nothing to do here. There's nothing to look at.
Well,
Other than like the figure aisle would be the exception to that.
right. And I was going to bring it back to this. That's why I think that these re-releases are good. So,
for
because
sure.
I know that there are many people who missed out. So, looks like all three of us, we didn't need this.
I just need that Ahsoka, but I still have to pull the trigger because unfortunately she's not that great of a figure.
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
I really like this look, but especially when you got the new, we all have the new Padawan Ahsoka, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just it blows this figure out of the water. That's so good. Such a good figure.
It's not even close. This one falls down a lot too. Yep. Like I have issues with this one standing. It's those dumb feet. Like I can't not get her to like stand up. Well, I say that, but like she hasn't fallen in a long time. But like for a while, I had problems getting this one to stand correctly.
I would take a remake of this figure, just put it in an Ahsoka box. Because, well, I guess they would have to use the young actress's likeness, which I'd be cool with if they do that.
Oh yeah, Zach's a big fan of this one.
You gotta admit though, Zach, the Padawan Ahsoka is better.
Oh yeah, that's true. Mine could have a QC error, and I just don't have anything to compare it to. So
see what Zach is saying here that he got lucky. I think I mentioned this before, but it's how I feel with the Magna Guard. Everybody complains about that figure. Mine's never fallen. The shoulder pads have never fallen off on mine, if you could believe that. I don't even know how that's possible because I watched Luke's review and it falls off every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just got a really good Magna Guard because it stands no problem. Shoulder pads don't come off. So I feel like there are some figures like that where if you're lucky, you're lucky.
I feel like with toys in this price range, you're more likely to run into QC issues. Not that they don't happen in things like Figuarts or Mafex, but like I feel like these are produced at such a high volume and it's like a consumer grade product anyway. Like it's going to end up at Walmart or a lot of these places that like I feel like you're more likely to just run into those sort of issues. Because
when we do recent pickups, I got a really annoying QC issue today. I'll show you.
Oh, okay. Dang. But in other news, this guy shipped today. So like I feel like that happened out of absolute nowhere. I thought this one was going to be like summer.
When
this one was coming
Did you guys
out.
Order this?
I did.
Did you get it?
I haven't checked actually. I haven't been out to the mailbox. So I might have missed one. Oh, He's got it. He's got it.
I can't
on.
believe it.
We got to make him big.
I
Look at
can't
that.
believe that I think it was 9 p.m. last night that I got the email that it was shipping, and then it was here today. I can't believe it. I think
That's
Walmart must have used super extra fast shipping.
Oh yeah, I said they took hyperspace to get these
Yeah.
figures out because
And
like
it's so
it's
good.
shipping and then it's here.
It's so good. I really love this little astromech buck. It's so much better, and I'm someone I never bought any of the other astromechs until they did R2 because I just couldn't with the scaling. Same thing. I didn't have a Yoda until they did that 2-pack, the Dagobah.
Oh
because
no way! You abstained from
Yeah.
getting the too tall Yoda.
Scaling really bothers me for smaller characters.
I
For
don't blame
taller,
you.
it's like I bought Balin and Shin. Honestly, even though I'm going to do the swap for that, I did get the Riva and Gideon for that. That bothers me less than smaller characters being either oversized or undersized. I don't know why, but I would just see it in people's displays. I'm like, that Yoda is a monster. I can't do it. And
That Yoda's way too tall. I repurposed because I got another one of the Dagobah Luke and Yoda set for customs, and I did a prequel Yoda with that where I like opened up his cloak and gave him Grogu's lightsaber. So like now I do have a prequel Yoda.
yeah, right.
It just doesn't look exactly like the Yoda from the prequels with the CG. But I mean,
Well, honestly,
it's Yoda. It's fine.
I didn't before they announced that we're getting a prequel Yoda. I actually did the same thing that you did, except I didn't open the robe, and I was fine with that. Obviously, opening the robe, I'm sure, looks way better, but just giving him Grogu's lightsaber and I put him on my Jedi shelf, and it was good enough for me.
Right. Yeah, it looks cool and it looks good enough to me. But I am interested to see how that new Yoda is going to look, because if it has the look of prequel Yoda,
for sure,
then I'll be in on that. And then this one could get retired, or I'll sell it, or I'll come up with something.
I know Mr. Coffee's going to absolutely rage if the new Sidious and the new Yoda just wind up being the same Sidious and Yoda we have. Just,
Oh man,
just with head changes or something.
they better not. They better get full retooling at least.
You know what?
Yeah.
The new Sidious, that hopefully it'll be revealed on May 3rd. The new Sidious is actually going to be a re-release of not the Amazon Sidious, and it'll be the old blue line.
Oh,
Oh
God.
That's
no!
what it's gonna
Oh
be.
no! With the plastic.
Yeah, with the plastic.
Oh no!
That's
Don't
what
put
it'll
that. Don't put that evil on us, man.
be. Yeah.
Laser eyes activated.
Yeah.
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 That's what we're gonna be.
I'll be photoshopping us for the thumbnail in a future video. If these May the 4th reveals are garbage, or we'll be in full rage mode after that.
I feel
mean-
like especially you, Wilbon, because you've been like your own streams, Black Series Cantina, Out of the Basement, just going on and on all these streams talking about this the upcoming May 4th. So I feel like if it's bad, you're gonna be like, what the hell? I went on all this stuff preparing.
What the hell? No, it'll be due for a full Hasbro. You know, like I'm selling my whole collection. Rage moment. No.
I want to see a Wilbon live stream where he just goes behind his shelf and just takes everything off the shelf, slams it down.
Just like shove the entire shelf of
just-
figures
You're
now.
just like Godzilla, you just knock everything away.
Yeah.
Hulk
I could
smash.
slam my my old 3D printer like I did on the Out of the
Yeah.
Basement stream. I just grab it. No.
See, I have a question for you, Mr. Coffee. Since you said that you'll be upset, will you still buy it though? Because that's the thing. Because I'm gonna be honest, and I hate this. I will still buy it if it's reuse because I want Sidious's lightsaber. I know that's so awful to say, but I want his lightsaber. So if they have his lightsaber, I'll buy it.
If the robes are different colors, even if it's like reuse as far as like some of that stuff, then I mean, I'd still be in just for like the look of the character, like representing Revenge of the Sith, just in
What if
general.
it's straight up a repack with a lightsaber? That's it. Like nothing changed. Just they.
Oh, I would not buy it at that
Really?
point. I would go to Cubic 3D prints because I'm sure he would put
You
one
know-
out.
That's true.
I would just do that, and honestly, then I would go to Josh's Custom Capes because he does a Sidious cloak, and I would say, "Fuck you, Hasbro.
You know,
I'll do my own."
you might have just changed my mind because I have a few of Cubic's lightsabers and they're great. So if he does Sidious's lightsaber, I think I might actually do that.
Yeah, and his are plenty good. I've gotten a little bit more confident about painting stuff, so I could paint the hilts. Like if they don't come painted, like it's no big deal. Like I don't call myself like a pro customizer or anything, but like I'm good enough for my own collection. I wouldn't say I'm good enough to like sell anything I put out, but I'm good. I think I'm good enough for me anyway.
I guess do we all agree on that? I think that's our first prediction for May 4th that they're revealing Sidious.
Oh yeah, I'd say without a doubt that
I'm gonna say that's almost a guarantee. It's like
I'm gonna call it a 100% guarantee. I'll be very disappointed if that's still in the pipeline if we haven't at least seen that figure by the time the stream is over.
You know what they're gonna do? The stream's gonna be over, and then the next day they'll drop.
Yeah, then they'll
like they always do.
Revenge of the 5th. That's what they're gonna do.
If they do that, I wouldn't be mad. And if they specifically say it's for Revenge of the 5th, I'll allow it. I'll allow it, Hasbro.
That would actually
it's like if they keep mainline stuff to like the fan stream and they say, "Oh, we've got some more news coming for you tomorrow," or something like that, or you know, on Sunday it's Revenge of the 6th, Revenge of the 5th, whatever, or even that following Monday would be Revenge of the 6th. Then
I'm sure we'd all be very happy, but let's say the stream is lackluster, and then on Revenge of the 5th, they revealed like the Revenge of the Sith packaging retro line that we collected when we were kids, with like a new Anakin in there and like a Magna Guard, whatever.
I feel like us talking about the Revenge of the Sith packaging is our version of like Black Series Cantina talking about the Rancor.
Yeah,
it's 3 shows in a row that that one of us has brought up that packaging.
No, you know when I watched your stream with Fig when you guys did the April Fool's reveals, I was just like, I want this so bad. Like, I just want in that packaging.
It would be so cool. Like,
did you make those mock-ups, or you got it from?
No, I got them from like Star Wars SW Black Series Concepts or whatever on Instagram.
It looks so good.
Yeah, those look incredible, and that guy hasn't posted in like a year or something like that. So like, I want to know what that guy's up to. Like,
you know why? Because Hasbro hired him, and he's making that exact packaging right now.
Praise, yes, let this be reality.
I feel like
then it is gonna be like the Rancor, because like I still twitch a little when I hear Rancor.
And you know what? If it happens, it's all us. Because we brought it up 3 streams in a row.
3 streams in a row. Yeah, it's like Beetlejuice. Like it's we're speaking it into existence. If we get that this weekend, this Friday, you can come right back here on Monday and rewatch where we talked about this, and we should get credit for hyping that up for a couple streams in a row.
And I'll say, as someone who doesn't collect on card, I'll buy a second Anakin for on card. 100%. I wouldn't even
1,000%. I'll go hunt Hayden down at whatever other convention he's going to, and he's gonna sign the 6-inch one because I have the 3 3/4 inch one signed. And I'm gonna say, look, the better one came out, man. You got to sign this one for me. And I'll even bring that, like, show him a picture of that and say, you signed this for me at AwesomeCon, but I had to come back and see you because we got the real scale, the non-fail scale figure in that packaging.
Zach will do that, and I'll be like, hey, remember me? Like, I got stopped because I was recording you.
I had the creepy cell phone in my pocket. That's one of the funniest bits from the pod. That picture of the selfie with him in the green shirt or whatever. That's hysterical.
I know. When we were talking about in the Discord, I was telling Zach the fact, exactly like the fact that Zach put his hand out. That's the best part of the photo. Instant laughter.
There's if they did a packaging like that, I feel like every figure they made in that, I'd be getting 2 of. I'd want to put those on display I would take, as much as I love these Marvel figs on card.
Yeah, you would just rip them all up.
I would put.
Oh yeah, every 3.75 inch figure I have up here would be gone and on card, and those would all get sold, and then like all those 6-inch Revenge of the Sith figures on card would go up on the wall.
It's so funny because I always laugh at people who have such nostalgia for packaging. I'm like, it's just a box, bro. And then now it's for this. Now I'm just like, I like this box though. This is my box. This is what I collected when I was a kid.
Yeah, when I was 12, this came out, and I was, saving my little allowance or grass cutting money to go buy these.
Especially
those Revenge of the Sith figures specifically are like
Right.
straight up like nostalgia candy for me.
Especially if you and anyone who was watching remember last stream when I talked about me getting into Star Wars. I got into Star Wars in between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So these were the first figures that I actually saw in stores as they were coming out. So it's like going to the store and seeing the new figures right after the movie. I remember I went to Toys R Us like the day after I saw Revenge of the Sith because I was like, I need the toys, Dad. I need them all. And I remember I got the Grievous, and I loved that Grievous so much. And the Obi-Wan and Anakin, you know, where you push their legs together and they would swing their lightsaber.
That's the ones I've got.
That's the one you got signed.
Yeah. But this one has like the lava reflection deco.
Yeah.
They totally should do
100%
in 6-inch. I would
give it a 2-pack with both of them.
Absolutely should.
Yeah, super deluxe pack with like I don't know clean or but it'd be cool if they did the like burnt robes on them and have like the the scene where basically Anakin jumps, like maybe have fun with those skiffs.
Yes.
That would be so freaking
fun. Man. Hey, honestly, if they don't do that, I'll 3D print the shit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah. If you got the 3D printer, I mean, if Landspeed or Luke imagines it and draws it, we can print it,
See, this is why I feel I don't understand Hasbro's marketing or even not just the marketing, but just releasing the figures because I think it's generally regarded. I really don't think I know anyone who says against this, but it's generally regarded that Revenge of the Sith is the best prequel.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they go heavy on Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones and they don't touch Revenge of the Sith. And don't get me wrong, I buy all the Phantom Menace and all the Attack of the Clones figures, but Revenge of the Sith is so much better in my opinion that like I can't be the only one who would buy the Revenge of the Sith figures would sell like hotcakes, I feel. Especially because
to me it has to be like a decision where they're holding things back for future years. Next year, like for the anniversary, right? To me, it's a little too suspicious that they've been so light on specifically Revenge of the Sith stuff.
If 2025 passes and we get no Revenge of the Sith figures, then what?
I'm selling my whole. I'm selling my whole collection. No,
that's it.
Yeah, the Revenge of the Sith is such an action-oriented film too, more so than basically any Star Wars film.
Yeah,
like there's so many fight scenes and so many like just epic action moments in that movie, where it's prime for action figures. Like everybody wants every clone trooper. I can't tell you how many times I've heard 212 Hunter talking about getting a 212th Airborne.
Right.
Like that's what a lot of people want. They want those, they want those clone troopers. They want those droids. They want like a better Grievous.
Please.
We want we want a Palpatine.
Like Zach just mentioned, Wookiee Warriors, Tarful. Easy buy. Easy. Use that Chrysanthemum body. They just made a big Wookiee body.
Yeah, just like give us a new head, give us a new chest overlay, some new hands. Done.
That was one of my favorites as a kid. The Wookiee Warrior in that Revenge of the Sith line. I loved it.
I think I had a Wookiee Warrior and a Tarful in my collection, and like those guys were like going on crazy adventures and flying in my Republic gunship around, like when I would play in my bedroom or whatever back in the day.
They're just saving a lot of these for the HasLab. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
You know what, Fig? I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait for the 1/12 scale Death Star HasLab.
Dang.
That's what I want. I might have to buy another house for it, but
you're literally streaming inside your Black Series Death Star.
Yeah,
I'm here in my warehouse. I got my TBS Death Star HasLab behind me.
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy. But
no, I joke that like my family has a business and we have a big warehouse, and I joke that like one day I'm going to sell everything else in here, and this is just going to be where I store my figures. I'm going to have a gigantic warehouse full of toys at the end. I'm going to be like 80 years old with just surrounded by Star Wars junk.
Yep.
Yeah. The stream will still be going.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It'll actually be this stream too because we don't shut up. It'll
yeah,
be this-
because we go for way too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like I told Nate yesterday that we went for 4.5 hours. They were like,
yeah.
Yeah.
"What?"
Oh, I know I can't go that long just to get that out of the way this evening.
Oh yeah, I don't want to go that long anyway.
Yeah, we
so,
can't
No,
tonight.
no worries. Only for you in 2023, Zach. That was when that coupon expired. Now you got to return the favor this time.
Oh, see, we're gonna have to pay for Wilbon because Wilbon's only there for 1 day this year.
That's right. See, I'm only there one night. That's all I can do this time.
Nope.
So if we all go to that barbecue restaurant, we're gonna have to like, from what I'm gathering, the numbers here, we're gonna really have to rent out their whole.
You're gonna be like, all right.
I was telling-
not busy.
Yeah, I was telling Nate or Justin, I was like, we're gonna have to call ahead. We have too many people to just show up there this time.
Justin's gonna be like, you remember us from last year?
You remember those Star Wars guys? We're coming back, but we need the whole restaurant.
Yeah, seriously.
Tell people you have a private party coming.
If that happens, that'll be rad.
Oh yeah, and maybe those guys. I might honestly call that guy ahead of time and just like make sure he's ready and tell them, hey, all the Star Wars guys are coming. Make it a Star Wars theme to get together.
We're gonna walk in, the Imperial March is gonna start playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Would be awesome if they did it like with accordions though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a backwoods barbecue version, but Star
Yeah.
Wars.
They play like a bluesy version of the Star Wars theme. Be fun. But
All right, so what are we
all
doing
right.
after the re-release? Are we going
Yeah.
into predictions?
Yeah, so we got a little bit into predictions with the Palpatine, but
Right.
let's get back into that. So
I think an easy thing to say. I mean, I don't even know if it's a prediction more than just it's pretty obvious. Anything in the pipeline right now is a pretty safe bet, especially the later pipelines.
that's a good point. So I'm gonna pull up the current pipeline right now. We've got Revenge of the Sith, Darth Sidious. We already talked about that. There's the Jedi Survivor 3-pack.
I feel like that's almost confirmed. Like if
I feel like that's about to come out too.
If that doesn't come on this stream, I could see that being like a few days later.
Yeah.
Something
I feel like that's right around the corner. IG-12 and Grogu and in Zelen pack. I feel like that's pretty likely too.
Mhm.
That we see that.
No.
Can you imagine if it's not a new sculpt for IG?
Oh,
Because it can be done. Someone did a custom of it. Where
I
it
think
really didn't
I
need to.
think they said it's a new sculpt.
Oh, they did?
I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was either Eric or Chris on the last stream said that it's going to be a totally new figure.
All right.
So
That's good.
I mean,
So-
don't hold me to that. That's just
You
a
know,
fuzzy memory. But
If not, I'm blaming you specifically, Wilbon.
all right, you can come for me then. Maybe
Zach,
it's copium.
Palpatine is the oldest pipeline. That's why
Yeah.
he's got to come. If
Yeah.
I don't know what they're waiting for if he's not. In fact, he was revealed so long ago that I almost think he might be in the old Galaxy packaging.
I think there's a shot that it's going to be the last old Galaxy packaging figure.
I honestly hope that he is, because it would kind of be weird to me that we went through Galaxy Packaging 1.0 without ever getting a Revenge of the Sith figure.
It'll be wild though if that Revenge of the Sith Galaxy packaging has one slanted figure to start, and then the rest of them are just like straight across
That is a
the
good
board.
point too.
That would be funny. Just to absolutely screw those inbox collectors.
What if he's
Mr. Coffee, what did Yak confirm exactly? Was
Maybe he meant the
IG that you said?
or IG or Palpatine. One of those.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you were talking about IG or Palps. There.
I think he meant IG, but well,
Well, anyway,
IG.
then there's also IG. Nice. So then there's the single release of the B2.
I feel like that's a pretty safe bet.
I feel like it's too soon.
You think?
Yeah, I to me it feels like it's too soon since the 2-pack came out.
All right.
But I could see them holding back on that, and maybe
I want to make the sales from the people who can't wait.
Yeah, no one scummy Hasbro. No, Hasbro isn't like that. But like from a business perspective, I wouldn't show all my cards yet if I felt like I still had some more Super Battle Droid 2 packs I could sell.
Well, honestly, we see with the R5 pack, a lot of people just either forget or don't know about pipeline.
That's true.
So
It's really only us nerds that like hyper fixate on this stuff that really care about the pipeline.
I'm sure
Even
Mr.
though,
Coffee
yeah,
knows because of the Star Wars Black Series subreddit, but there was a post on it this week where someone said, "I would love if we get the Imperial Super Commandos in Black Series," and like their pipeline, they're coming.
they're coming.
We're wishing there, we know for a fact.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we have Dedra Miro and Imperial Armored Commando. So, like, that's in the pipeline. Do you think we'll get Dedra Miro?
I feel like this section that you're reading off now is too recent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, that Ahsoka Peridia. I mean, maybe.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I think it might have been Grievous, like the battle damage Grievous. I think that was pipelined one stream, and the very next stream they showed it off. So it's happened before.
That's true.
They could do it.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, Mr. Coffee knows what I'm talking about. Yep.
80s Kid says Deidre is more of a Funko Pop. No, I know a lot of people that are excited to get a Deidre Miro. And honestly, getting more of those female Imperials on my shelf, because we got like Tala, who's like a spy. She's not really a real Imperial. Like, I have like a Imperial officers area on my shelf, and I'd love to get another one of those on there.
You guys know Admiral Ray Sloan?
No.
She's pretty sure she was in the Battlefront 2 campaign.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about now.
Playing the multiplayer to play the single player.
Yeah, that's right. I played it. I played that campaign like right when the game came out, and then
never went back.
I'm pretty sure.
Put it out of my head.
I don't quote me on this 100%, but I'm pretty sure she's the admiral that took over once Thrawn went missing with Ezra. I think
okay.
That she took that position.
I take it she's more present in the comics.
Yeah, and she's also in a lot of books too.
Okay.
So gotcha. I think that would be a good publishing line figure, because I know the publishing line, they like to split it between new canon and old canon a lot, like Mara Jade, but also Scar Squadron Mike, stuff like that. Right. Yeah. So I feel like that buck is easy Admiral Sloan. I was honestly surprised she hasn't been announced yet, because it's just a new head. That's it.
Right. It wouldn't take much. But speaking of Scar Squadron, do you think that like set is dead? Do you think we're going to get any more of those?
I hope so. I don't see why we wouldn't, especially Misty. Fig, didn't you do a custom of Misty? I'm pretty sure I've seen shots of yours.
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't call it custom.
It's like just the cloak.
20 Stormtrooper with the First Order Snowtrooper cloak from that Black Series box.
Right. Yeah.
Box. But yeah, well, they need that figure. They need. That seems like a simple one to do. Like that seems like
that's another figure I'm surprised hasn't been made. I wouldn't be surprised though if this year they're only counting like that Last Command 4-pack, as that's the publishing wave. So we won't get the publishing wave till next year.
Unfortunately,
sucks,
yeah.
But on the other hand, Yak did say that there's more EU figures coming, and the only other way they could do it is mainline, right? And don't get me wrong, I'll love if they're mainline, because that means likely a new sculpt like Malik and Bastila, So
right.
I wonder what Yak meant by that. I could see it being mainline. Imagine, Fig, we get mainline Bane and Plagueis.
Dude.
Like, a new sculpt like that.
Man.
I will take him with armor, without armor.
Yeah, anything.
Make a Darth Bane and a Plagueis as well. Like, I'll just be like living on cloud 9, because
Fig and I have been championing these two for I think at least a year or more.
Yeah, since we got Malgus, I was like, okay, they did Malgus and they did Malik. It's like, okay, the possibility is in the realm now. Before, just right. like a Sabath, I was like, there's no way. But now that we've got these guys, it's like that EU window. I'm like, there's a lot.
It's like the floodgates are kind of opened now for like what can be made. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I feel like they have to be making note of it on purpose. Almost every single time they reveal an EU figure, I feel like Eric or Chris, one of them, I forget which one, but they say like we know fans of the EU have been asking for more figures. They always like bring out they know that they're fan requested.
Aware.
So I feel like
Us
there's
freaks
someone
are out there. They know us freaks
Right.
exist that are demanding this old crap.
And we know that Eric, like, he's a big reason why we get gaming figures.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised.
He's pushing for a lot of those things.
Right. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Eric or someone on the team that's like pushing exactly Kyle Katarn. Like,
I have a Black Series Kyle Katarn.
yeah, you're custom. And it's not
Hey,
bad.
that stuff's cool though. I love when people do customs of characters like that. That like aren't like there's no tooling of this character that exists. It's like it's totally made up.
The only bad thing about that Kyle Katarn custom that you've done, and again, it's not your fault, Fig, of course, it's just that he's oversized because it's Marvel Legends based.
Big time.
But he's still
it is what it is.
Though. It's such a great like looking kit.
I feel you take some stuff with a grain of salt when it's a custom. It's like you're not literally like you're not a major company with all these sculpting resources and resin printing. You're literally just cobbling things together and making something out of nothing, really.
And you know what? Especially in that early like Dark Forces games, you can see Kyle Katarn is like Mr. Typical like hero. Yeah, I can buy that he's like a bigger guy.
He's Star Wars Doom guy. Like it could be almost whatever with the early Kyle. You know,
I gotta say though, seeing ever since they showed off Mara Jade, like the first time, like the first release, I love her face. It's perfect. It's so good.
Oh, it's really good.
When they did that, I'm just like, they'll kill it with Kyle. They'll kill it with Jason. I want them to redo Jaina now. It's just seeing that, I don't know what you want to call it because it's not really photo real because it's not based on an actor. But whatever new printing that they do for the face,
just like face printing that they're doing.
It looks so good.
So. Right? Starkiller's main face, like
right.
Looks so
with Tales of the Empire coming on May the 4th this year, maybe we get some of those Tales of the Jedi figures from last season. So I wouldn't rule that out. I think that's possible.
I think it was sometime last year when Black Series Cantina did the episode where they were talking about like the 10 episodes or the 10 figures that we need in the line if it died. And I'm pretty sure Zach had Jedi Dooku in his 10, or maybe it was an honorable mention, but it was there. And I remember Mike is like, it's not 100% necessary. And I was just like, I agree with Zach 100%. I want that Jedi Dooku so bad.
Hell yeah. It would be an awesome figure. Yeah. I'd be so in on that.
And a Yaddle too.
Yeah. Give me a Yaddle. Absolutely.
Maybe Yaddle's more likely because now we got if we really are getting a new Jedi Yoda sculpt, like if it's a new sculpt, maybe they could use parts of that for Yaddle.
Yeah, just like a little bit of retooling here and there when, just a new head, like that sort of thing.
Well, same thing with Dooku, honestly. I know that he's younger, a little thinner, but I'd take a Jedi Dooku that's mostly reuse of the one we have.
Sure.
I know it wouldn't be 100% accurate, but they could
just
give me a new head.
A new head and maybe like a more slim torso, not like all the way, or even if it's the same, like, honestly, just give me that representation. I'm in.
And especially because it's kind of weird that right now that's the only Disney show that we have not gotten a single figure from. It just feels strange.
That's a little odd, yeah.
And
is Visions technically Disney show?
I guess you're right. Visions,
but to be honest, we've gotten imports from Visions.
You're right.
That is true. So, and even Star Wars Resistance has a couple Black Series. I think they have 3 Black Series Resistance.
Yeah, I think they're like Galaxy's Edge, like exclusive branded figures. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because Galaxy Resistance has the gold Stormtrooper commander. I can't think of his name. So they have
Pyre. Right?
Yeah, Pyre. They also have the red BB unit. I don't know what his designation is, but they have that one.
Yep.
And I think they have one other. I can't think right now, but I'm pretty sure there's one other. So they got a few Resistance figures.
Yeah.
So Tails would be the only one. It just if I wonder if they like and make figures for Tales of the Empire, like let's say they coincide with May the 4th because that's when the show comes out. It would kind of suck. I would feel like, oh, they're making shows for Tales of the Empire or figures, But where's our Tales of the Jedi figures? I
I
want
feel
that
like,
Jedi
I
Duke.
feel, I feel like they have to go back and do ones from last season. I feel like they should.
Well, and honestly, those are the two that I only feel like I need. Like a young Qui-Gon would be cool, but I don't
Mhm.
need it. But I feel
Right.
like ever since I watched that show, I'm like, I need a Jedi Dooku. He's
Hey,
in my top
maybe
15 now.
maybe since that Yaddle would be a smaller figure, maybe it's a 2-pack situation where
I'd be
we
good
get
with it.
Jedi Dooku and a Yaddle 2-pack. They have
40
their
bucks,
fight
45
scene,
bucks, something like that.
$45 for that 2-pack. I'm in, sure.
For sure.
Fan channel exclusive, whatever you have to do to make it happen, but I'm in.
And speaking of 2-packs and predictions for the stream, I'm predicting that we see 1 Clones of the Republic 2-pack because I feel like this subline, they made a big deal out of it, and yet we only know of 2. We know of Mace Windu and 187th, and then we know of Yoda and Gree.
Mhm.
There's no other announcements, so I feel like the fact that they made a whole subline, they gotta have 1. I think my prediction is that it's Plo Koon and a Wolfpack Trooper.
I was
So
getting ready to say it's
if it
Flo's.
happens,
It's
thank
Flo's
you.
Bros. I think that's the
you're
one we're
welcome
gonna
if it
get.
happens.
Yeah, I think that would be the one we would get
Yep.
because we've got Mace. Other than maybe like an Anakin and a 501st, that one would also come to mind, or Obi-Wan and a 212th. I know 212th Hunter is like really pulling for that one, but
Well, you know
no.
what, Wilbon? I'm gonna send you something, and then you could show it on stream.
Okay.
I got a curveball on that Plo Koon 2-pack. Would you guys still buy it if it was a straight up repack of Commander Wolf with Plo Koon, but he has the gun?
I don't know.
Man, a straight up repack.
Yeah.
I feel like I still really want that, like the Plo. So I feel like I would.
I think I would resist the temptation on that one. I think I'm okay with the Plo Koon that I have.
All right, here you go, Wilbon. I sent it in our private thing.
In our DMs.
Yeah. Well, in the private chat for the stream. But
Okay.
that picture, I'm pretty sure that's every single Jedi who wore that type of armor. So I think this is all we can get. I'm pretty sure this is the full pick.
Man, a Sassy 10 would
Yeah.
go so hard, just in general in Black Series.
But see, the thing is that my thinking, now Hasbro's never confirmed, so we don't know. But my thinking is this line will be, or subline will heavily be reuse. So I don't think any of these Jedi that we're seeing right now that,
Kit Fisto.
the only ones that I think we can get is Plo, Kit Fisto, and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Like these other guys, I don't think they would make a new head for this subline. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like that's not what the subline is designed for. I think it's designed to be easy reuse.
I feel like a Sassy 10.
I'd buy it 100%.
It would be so cool. Like I would love it if we got the figure, but yeah, if it's literally just we only get the new arms and like that's it pretty much, then yeah, of course that eliminates Saucy 10. But or man, if we got an I'm a gun die,
yes, that would be great too.
That would be so funny.
If we would get a Saucy 10 though, would you prefer him like this, or would you prefer his like Revenge of the Sith look? Or
it's always Revenge of the Sith, or always the film for me.
Yeah, see,
but like this would be really cool, and I would still buy it. Obviously, like especially if that's our only Saucy 10 that we get.
Oh, for sure.
But typically, I would prefer the film likeness versus the.
I agree, and the thing is also for this is the way that I would prefer it is if we get the Jedi that have clone battalions, because the whole reason I'm interested in this is I have a Jedi shelf. I think that's this shelf right here, this Jedi shelf. So because that's only Jedi, if you look, I have every single, Plo Koon, Mace, all of them right there. My clone shelf, I want to put Jedi on that shelf, but I don't want to remove them there. So like my Mace I have here, my Obi-Wan over here, Anakin's over there. I want to fill this shelf with some Jedi. So they could release them in that 2-pack, then I'll put them there. But
when you're printing those hex stands, that will make that so much easier for you too. Because I know space is an issue where you can actually see everything.
Right.
So like being able to actually put the clones with their Jedi generals it makes a huge difference.
Well, and that's why with in the picture that was just up, the other Jedi that aren't what's up?
What's up?
The other Jedi that don't already have figures, I feel like I'd rather get them without the clone armor so I can put them on my Jedi shelf. Especially because like I'm a Gundy CC Tin. I don't even know what their clone battalion is. Do you? I don't even know if it
No.
was officially. It might not even be an official canon thing. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you.
Right. So it's like on my Clone Wars shelf, if you just give me an Anakin, which we have, an Obi-Wan, which we have, a Mace, and then a Plo Koon, I'm good. And then the way I would put Kit Fisto is if you include one of those scuba troopers, then I'll put him on that shelf, and I would love that. I'd love those scuba troopers.
Yeah,
and either one,
those are so cool.
You could do the one from 3D Clone Wars, or even the Tartakovsky one, because they had different looks.
Yeah, that's true.
One.
That's true.
The 2-pack I want most for Kit is the 2D shirtless.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Kit Fisto Daddy, parentheses.
Yeah, exactly. Kit Fisto Daddy.
That would be like so awesome, but I'll take just the gauntlet version. I hope they do at least those 4. I hope we really do get all of them with their Legion guy with them. Just because like even Obi-Wan with just that look, I'm all for that.
Oh, well, Fig, they just put a 212th Airborne there. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Or even if it's a regular 212th, I know.
Oh, yeah, on the 2023 sculpt.
Yeah, exactly. I just hope they do that. I hope this is like you're saying, is a pattern from what we've seen so far. I hope it doesn't like just kind of die off with what we got. That'd be weird. Just having.
Well, I don't think. Why would they make it a whole subline then?
Right.
They could just make it like. I feel like it's strange. I think other than the pipelines that we've been talking about, like when we were going into predictions, and I was like thinking in my head, that's I think my safest bet that we're going to get a figure from this subline. I feel like it's pretty easy. I think.
I think what you could put as a absolute slam dunk is gonna happen in this stream, I think, is Palpatine for sure.
Yep.
I think you're gonna absolutely get another one of those, and I think you're gonna get a holocom figure at least. Like I hate to say
they'll show off Palpatine.
Right, exactly. I think that's like absolute one with 100% certainty the things that we will see in this stream. I think they're this year. They're like, I think Hasbro really wants to push those holocom figures. I think they put a lot of engineering and tooling into creating those pucks, and it's a way for them to reuse a lot of old figures and get those out and get more money out of all of those sculpts they created. So I think to me it's simple enough anyway for them to push more of those out.
I don't think they would do this, but if they revealed a new Anakin and then also revealed a holocom Anakin the same stream, because I know I feel like they wouldn't do that. They'd wait and then reveal a holocom Anakin. Yeah. But if they did that, I wonder if it would make people more hyped. Because I feel like
I think people would be excited. I think people would be so excited about it that they would.
I'm not gonna lie. I can't tell you I wouldn't buy it. I'm not saying I would definitely buy it, but I can say I definitely won't buy it.
I can tell you.
Would you buy
I would guess that would be the thing that gets him to buy another holocom, because I think he's in on the Vader.
Yeah,
but I think that would be the thing that pushes him to get another
Anakin
one.
holocom.
Could you imagine if you had a holographic Anakin kneeling before a holographic Palpatine, you could have that set up for Revenge of the Sith? That would be pretty sick. Mm-hmm. Maybe this holocom Palpatine we're getting is Darth Sidious.
Oh yeah, maybe that's why they didn't reveal it yet, because they want to reveal the Sidious first, and then honestly, I feel like you hit the nail on the head. I feel like that is probably what they're gonna do,
because they didn't show it yet, but we know from Yak that it's coming.
Why wouldn't they reveal at the same time as Vader? You'd
think it's like if it's ready to go. If it, I mean, I get it. Like they stagger releases to build hype for them, but if it's ready to go and you're already showing holocom figures and you're doing a whole Imperial March thing, why not show Palpatine?
Why not show the Emperor?
Yeah,
Imperial March.
Right. Yeah. No, but if it's a Palpatine, if it's an actual Darth Sidious hologram that we're getting two of straight up out of the gate, that would be absolutely wild. I think people would be into it just for their Order 66 displays.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with 80.
I mean, hell, that's why I bought this 3 3/4 inch Commander Cody.
Right,
like,
100%.
Just for that.
I agree with 80s kid here. I don't think that this is a prediction anymore. I think this is a leak. I think Wilbon's leaking from his insider sources.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we said on our April Fool's stream. That these were legit reveals that we had insider sources, right?
Yep.
No cap.
No cap.
I agree with Psycho too. Imperial May. Every month.
So, what about this
and Imperial April?
Yep.
Instead of the Emperor, it's a Kiadi Mundi hologram.
Now Wilbon has to get it.
Well, it is. I mean, yeah, and it's canon to Revenge of the Sith too,
yeah.
Because that's the scene where he's talking about how he should be removed from office. He is a hologram.
I know you're not into holocom like for the actual 6-inch. So would you get that Kiadi Mundi?
I think I'd have to just for the meme.
I know you have to. It's
any release of Kiadi, any release of Kiadi Mundi is gonna be bought by me.
Do you know the?
But I mean,
Kiadi
like
Mundi?
this just looks so much better to me.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah, because it lights up. Yeah, it does 100%. Lights
and
up.
like it lights up the whole figure. I don't know.
When you've been showing these on stream, you've convinced me to buy at least that. I'm gonna buy that 3 3/4 inch Palpatine.
And they're so cheap too on eBay. Like they're like less than $10 a pop. Like if you can just get the puck and you can get some of those, what do you need the rest of them for?
When I went to Target today, if I had seen that Bo-Katan, I would have picked it up for the $8 because I've walked past it every time, but it wasn't there today. But if it was there, I would have picked it up just because of you. Just because of what you showed.
Tell you the truth, I bought the Bo-Katan one for $8, and then like the next day I went back. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get another one because there was another one sitting on the shelf, and somebody already bought it. I was like, no, I needed two.
How many? So no. You only have the one puck right now?
I've only got the one puck right now, but I just honestly, swap it around.
If they sold like just the pucks, I'd be more into that, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
Well, especially for you guys have 3D printers because you can make very cool ways to display that, much like Land Speeder Luke.
Yeah, I'm that's going to be one of the first projects. Is that table?
For sure, 100%. Especially because Hasbro's been, especially even with Dedra coming out now, the Imperial officers display is pretty good. You got a bunch of them now, so
yeah.
And there's still more they could do. I'll take Moff Jerjerrod. You know?
Oh yeah, and you know we still need like what Captain Nita. Like we need some of those guys too.
Conan. The guy that Vader chokes when he says, "Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways."
Yeah, we need a Yularen.
Yularen.
Give me every Imperial in that scene with the printed table.
I'll take.
Yes.
I'll take them all.
Oh man, that'd be sick. Got 80s kid is right. Yep. Hellion. Yep.
Well, like we just pronounced it different ways. I wonder which one of us is right. Gotta ask Timothy's on.
Yeah. Well, I've listened to the audiobooks like within the last year or so, and they say Pelion in that. So I would guess I'm right, but we'd have to ask the man himself. Who knows? Well, everybody was wrong about Jorus Sabaoth for 30 years or whatever. So.
I remember when I sent Justin that video, he's like, I feel like he's wrong. But he created the characters, but it's like,
no, you're wrong.
Not what we were saying.
It's Sabaoth. I don't care what anyone says.
I just like to say it that way though. Sabaoth. That's just fun. That's just fun.
Do you guys like that band Black Sabaoth?
Yeah, exactly.
Black Sabaoth.
My dad is a big Black Sabbath
if I start a band, you know what? We should rename this show Black Sabaoth.
Yeah, Black Sabaoth. That's great. I love it.
That'd be sick.
It's a great Star Wars cover band too.
The Imperial's pretty strong. I mean, those pucks add up. Like, there's just so many cool things you can do with that in a display. So
I feel like we talk about Holocom figures way too much for how good they are. Like, they're not that good, but
the figures themselves are shit. But
Wilbon made them so much better.
Like I saw this, and I saw Ken Plume do it on Black Series Cantina, and I was like, that's easy as shit. I could do that. I can go collect these old ass figures and
Hasbro just needs to
make them relevant.
Part where Wilbon is talking about how good the pucks are, and then just use it as an ad so people
Yeah,
buy the
yeah.
Helicom figures.
Yeah, I can sell this. I can sell these pucks better than Hasbro can.
Yeah.
Like, you won't get people to pay $35 for them, but you could sell these at like $15, and I'd buy 2 or 3 of them.
If they sold it for 20, would you do it, or that's too high?
That's too much. I think 15 is a perfect amount. If you make it up like a Pulse exclusive, $15, I'd go in. I'd get a couple of them.
What if they made like multi-pack of just pucks? Like, 3 of them for like
3 of them for like 40.
50.
Oh,
Still too high.
Yeah.
$2. So like,
Right. Yeah.
Look, have the details.
Man, I got a hit of this for $8 at Target.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
so now you're like, that's what.
Yeah, this is what I want to pay for it. Right. So once I'm hoping that over the coming years, that we'll see a lot of those loose ones for sale, like at cons and things like that. That we'll see loose ones of these that you can just grab.
I could agree, because I could see people not needing multiple pucks. They have their one puck and they want to rotate the figures.
Exactly. So people might flip those or sell them on eBay, etc. So I think eventually that stuff will come.
It's like I'm waiting to see a little bit, because I'm expecting that we're going to see some Mace Windu's from the 2-pack, because I think I showed this on Out of the Basement. I don't think I showed it here, but if I show you, look at how his torso moves. You see there's like a resistance here. It doesn't, like, my Mace Windu is like, I don't know, it's weird. The torso doesn't go all the way in. I have to like force it down and then push it like that.
Oh wow! I've heard of a lot of people with Mace Windu have that QC issue. It's not. I don't think it's just you.
I think has that same thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's very similar, because when you turn them sideways, it's like very unnatural.
Right? Yeah.
And it just looks weird.
Mine doesn't have this problem, but I know Nate and a couple others were talking about the head being very loose.
Yeah, mine's loose too.
Oh, wow, so I have
issues.
I have the loose head one too.
God damn, Fig.
I got that weird thing where it's like you gotta like almost lift them up to push them forward, and then his head's like it's loose compared to
his head's like doing this.
Yeah, I mean it's not like, unless I like don't move it, it's fine. But if you just like breathe on it, it will move.
So you know what? Now I'm worried that it's more common than I think. So I'll buy one off eBay, and then it'll still be crap.
Mr. Coffee's got the same thing. So it's a plague among Mace Windu's.
It's a shame, because I really like that figure otherwise, but the QC issues are pretty annoying.
Yeah.
But as far as predictions go, I legit do think this is the time that we get a new Anakin Skywalker. I think I think we're 100% getting
saving it.
I think they've been holding it for May the 4th. I think it's going to be a huge moment for the community.
Do you think that it'll be like we'll get all 3? Like we'll get Anakin, Maul, and Obi-Wan, or they're just going to do Anakin? I
think they hold things back for May the 4th. I think I mentioned this on another show, but I think they have been playing their cards a little bit too close to the vest, and then they've had a few little releases coming out, like the last, like a few little things revealed the last like month or so. But I think for like the first chunk of the year, the new thing for them seems to be to hold all their major releases for the year until May the 4th, and then they just like shotgun them all out. Yeah. And I think we do get a little bit of trickling throughout the year, but like a lot, I feel like last year, a lot of the heavy hitter stuff that came in the fall was revealed on May the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're getting Anakin. I think we're getting Maul. We know we're getting Palpatine. I mean, we say that like it's happening, but you never know.
Right. Do you think that Hasbro will continue to prove my theory correct? And they're going to give you a little anniversary sticker on the packaging, so Maul it'll be okay because it's an anniversary for 25th for Phantom Menace?
I mean, maybe. I think Galaxy packaging is enough. Or what they'll do is they'll just say like Tatooine escape, Tatooine encounter.
It's so stupid, but you're right.
and he'll have like a soft goods cloak or something, and then like that'll be the main difference.
You know what? Speaking of that, another safe bet, I think we'll get Shin Hati Mercenary.
Oh,
I hope they don't waste time on a stream for it, but I think they will.
Could you imagine the way the chat would have an absolute meltdown if that happens? If I were Hasbro, I would consider holding it back just from the backlash, because like people got mad at that Balin one. I think it's going to be even worse with the Shin because it sets a precedent.
I was talking to Mr. Coffee about this when it went live. I'm usually don't get angry about action figures. Like we said last stream, it's toys. So if I just move on by. I think that was the first time that I was actually pissed because I feel like I wasted my money and I don't like that, obviously. So I feel like because I expect that with Marvel. That's why I'm kind of cautious with Marvel. Like when I bought the VHS figures for X-Men and then they released the same characters in X-Men 97 and they're much better. I know, Fig, you were talking about that with Cyclops.
Yeah.
So I know that bothers me, but it doesn't usually happen with Star Wars. So when the fact that it happened with Balin, I was like, okay, so is the lesson to not buy figures when they come out, Hasbro? Like, what are you telling me?
Like,
I shouldn't support you initially?
Yeah, the messaging is so bad because, like, in the back of your mind, I think Justin's mentioned this from Out of the Basement, that you think to yourself, okay, so the better version of this figure is coming later. And, you know, we're kind of getting a little bit of that already with Mara Jade in the
I forgot
in the
about
4-pack. We're getting the alternate head with, like, the scarf and the goggles and everything. So, like, we're already getting some of that mixed messaging. It's literally the same figure, but just better in the 4-pack.
And you know I'm glad you brought that up because that's kind of sneaky. Because you know what? As someone who's so excited for that pack because it has Luke and Joris, that doesn't even bother me in a vacuum. But if I think about that removed from that pack, that kind of does suck. I already own that figure.
I already own Mara Jade, but now I'm gonna have two,
and I own that Luke too.
Right. See, that it's literally just Return of the Jedi Luke. But the thing is, like, just the idea of me of getting a Joris Sabayoth,
it wipes
as a fan of those books, got me so excited. It could literally be anything else in that pack. As long as we got something cool, I'd be in probably. Like, even though it's $90, like, it's still a cool set, and I know they're good figures, and you know, I'm gonna find another place to put that Luke Skywalker. Like, I've got a duel with Vader. I could put him in Jabba's palace. I could put him just about anywhere. Like, I could find a use for another Return of the Jedi Luke.
And I know it's gonna hurt my wallet when it comes, but I ordered two because I'm getting one for my friend for his birthday is in December. So I know this is shipping before then, hopefully. So I definitely want to give him that for Christmas. So, or his birthday, either one. So I bought two. So I know it's going to suck, two $90 pre-orders that same time, but it's just, I don't know. When EU figures come out, I just want to support them so much because there's not many.
That's the thing. And I've talked about this a little bit. I know the Out of the Basement guys have, but like, if you like something, you got to support it or they won't make more of it. That's the way this business works. If it doesn't sell, like it's like Jar Jar ending up in Aldi's. It's like we went years without more Phantom Menace stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a direct result that nobody bought Jar Jar.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Because if something doesn't sell, what's their incentive to keep making more, you know?
And the thing is, Hasbro won't take it as they don't want Jar Jar. They'll take it as, they don't want prequel figures.
Right, exactly.
Right. They always learn the wrong lesson from these things. And unfortunately, even if it isn't perfect, sometimes you need to bite the bullet just to get that figure for your shelf if you really want a Joris Sabayoth or you really want, like, let's say a Kyle Katarn comes out. Like, let's say Kyle comes out and he doesn't have, like, the right colored lightsaber or something like that. So, like, let's say he doesn't have, let's say he has the blue lightsaber instead of, like, the orange one, because I know he had an orange one in one of the games or something like that. Like, let's say you prefer that. So, like, just order one from Cubic 3D Prints and do your own. Like, with a lot of people do that with Plo Koon. Like, they prefer, like, the orange lightsaber Plo Koon.
Yeah. That's how I have.
Yeah, right. I had my Plo Koon like that, you know, like, it's just cool.
With, like, the Wolverine blades that he comes from his hand. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, right.
Those are great.
Right. And I think Psycho Strikes Back makes a good point. Padme and Anakin probably would have been mainline if Jar Jar had sold well, but I think
This whole
Hasbro,
prequel beat probably would have been.
yeah,
Probably
right.
would have been a wave.
Yeah, it probably would have been a whole prequel wave, and I'm glad Fan Channel exists. Otherwise, this wave would not have happened at all.
Agreed.
So I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for that Droideka. Man, that thing looks awesome.
Oh, for sure.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
When I saw Landspeeder Luke upload a review, I think he uploaded it, if I remember correctly, or maybe I saw it like right before I was about to go to bed. And I was like, nope, watching this first.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta get into this.
I want to ask you guys, other than like the obvious things that we've discussed, do you have any out there predictions that you think could happen? Because
Let's hear it, Fig. Let's hear it, Fig.
Yeah, Fig, go ahead.
I don't know why, and I highly doubt this, but I think it would just cause like a lot of like from both sides of the fence, a lot of positivity, a lot of like, what the hell, really, Hasbro? But they would actually release the Malachi from the Rancor. Like,
Oh man, I'd love a Malakili, man.
Just slap in the face, but
like,
I'd buy it.
I'd buy it. Yeah.
Oh, I'd buy it. Yeah, I'd buy it too. But I think it like that would be so crazy. It would be awesome to me because it's a figure I want. I'm all for it, but I could see how much that would just cause a massive amount of madness.
That would suck.
Zach's exactly right.
Yeah.
Be a low blow. Man, I would. The sicko in me hopes that they pushed back this TVC HasLab to give the Rancor another chance. That they're like, well, we know that the TVC HasLab is going to wait for another time, but guess what, Black Series fans, we've got something for you.
Yep, and I agree with 80s Kid here as well. And the best thing about Quinlan is you'll appease people who like him from the Clone Wars and EU fans, and I'm both. I loved him in both, so I'll take. Give me either his EU look, his Clone Wars look. They're very similar.
Yeah.
So I'll take either one.
Just a representation of Quinlan Voss would be awesome.
The reason why I brought that question up is because I have an answer for it, my own question. I feel I just have a good feeling that this is when we'll get Savage Press. I feel like we're too long without him. It's so obvious. Like, if you think of Clone Wars characters that we don't have, like, he's easily number one, right? Who else is like? There are other characters,
as far as like the major players, I'd say there's not many left,
right? And the other one is another Clone Wars character that, because of Star Wars Outlaws, I think we'll get maybe this stream, is a Commando droid. Yeah. I don't know if they'll reveal that specific Commando droid. I think his name is ND5. Or if they'll do a Clone Wars one and then that is reused. But I was looking back at the old Hasbro streams. Hasbro did reveal Cal Kestis for TVC first, Jedi Survivor. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a K Vest, that's the name of the character from Outlaws. We see her in TVC this stream maybe, and then we'll see her in Black Series.
Oh man, and then we'd have something to actually complain about. We could say the scales.
It's new characters.
We need these new characters. We have underrepresentation in our line.
Exactly what Appa was saying right now. That we haven't had a new gaming greats. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm thinking.
Speaking of vintage collection, so they were gonna get their HasLab revealed.
I'm honestly pretty surprised.
It's been pushed back, and I'm thankful as somebody that was potentially into the next HasLab because I bought the Ghost, and I'm very thankful that that's coming this year. But like, if it needs more time to cook, let it cook. Yep. You know,
right?
See, I feel like Hasbro. I get why they do it, but I feel like they're too quick on the HasLabs. Like, I feel like they drop one and then they already tease the next one. And I feel like they need to give more people more time, especially if you're someone who collects multiple lines. Like,
these are big purchases, and it's a lot.
Giant Man from Marvel bothered me. I did wind up backing it, but it bugged me because I had just backed the Ghost not long before, and I was like, I don't like backing two HasLabs so close together. And that's why, honestly, I feel like, depending on the price, I'm leaning towards no for this Cantina, if it is the Cantina, because it's just too soon. If I back this, that would be 3 HasLabs I have on order before they come to my house. It's just too much.
That's too much.
Yeah, that's a lot of coin. I mean, yeah, that is, and like, I mean, I guess you could look at it however you want, but like, your enjoyment factor in some ways would lessen, in theory, right? Because
also, I don't have the space.
Yeah,
we gotta make room for this thing.
I don't have room.
Or you get a HasLab like I haven't got one yet because I should have with GI Joe, but I'm staying strong for Black Series. Gonna be my first. But like I want to enjoy that for at least like a year. Like that, this is the HasLab I got. Like that's gonna be the centerpiece, or 6 months, or you know what I mean. Where this is like the big thing I got, and I want it to just kind of be that centerpiece and have that new feeling longer.
Yeah,
I look at it. Whereas like if I got one and 2 months later, I feel like it would. I've switched to that too soon.
Right.
I mean, not fully, but you kind of. I think you could get where I'm going, right?
Like, I know exactly what you mean, because even it doesn't even have to be that big. Right now, McFarlane is shipping 2 versions of the Justice League around the same time. He's shipping classic Justice League characters and 90s Grant Morrison era. And you know, I was born in 95. The Grant Morrison Justice League is my Justice League. Nate and I were talking about that. It's his Justice League too. But at the same time, I'm a big classic guy. But I only have, like, I rotate out my Justice League display.
Right.
So I'm deciding, I'm like, which Justice League do I display on my shelf right now? Because he released them at the same time. I'm like, it kind of sucks. I wish like he spread it out because I can't fully enjoy both at the same time.
That's a good point. Yeah. So like I would be a couple of months into enjoying the Ghost, and I'm like already waiting for the next thing to come. So
when is the Ghost shipping? Do you know?
Exactly? Point. I believe September is what they say.
So this campaign will be over by the time the Ghost ships, right? Depending on, I guess.
Oh, for sure. Like let's say it was probably slated to start within a month of this reveal. It would be fully done, like, because usually it's like 45-day periods for HasLabs. Yeah, it would be completely done before the Ghost even ships.
And see, and that's why, like, as cool as it would be, and you know, like, I'm such a big Cantina guy, but it's just how much money and space am I going to dedicate to a line that I keep swearing I don't collect? You know?
That's another thing, is like, if I back this and a Cantina, it's like, okay, whenever the Black Series HasLab comes around, am I going to sell one of these at that point? Because I'm not going to have room for all 3.
Right. And we've talked about this, and I like your idea. I'm probably going to steal it, but you're going to buy a table for the Ghost. That's what I got to do. Like,
oh yeah. The coffee table is going in the middle of this room for the Ghost.
There is not a single piece of furniture in my room that the Ghost could fit on. So I will have to buy furniture for it. And it's like, so I would have to do that with the Cantina, and it's so cool, and I'm sure I'll love looking at it, but I've been like slowly talking myself out of it. And especially if I see that price, like Nate was saying maybe 300 when I was talking about it with him, but I honestly feel like it might be more than that. And
I think we're looking at close to what the Ghost is. I think it'd be like 4. And if it's for example
4 or 5, like that's, I can't. There's no way. Even 300, like I said, I'm talking myself out of it now. I have been, but like you said, 4 or 5, like that's an instant no. I can't.
I think if you look at just how much Star Wars stuff costs, it always has a little bit of an upcharge to it, at least for what you get. So like, I would look at for a comparison, I would look at what Lego did. I think Justin mentioned this, where like with their Cantina thing, their big Cantina masterpiece collection or whatever it's called, like just the scale and size of that. If you're just imagining that, but in TVC, I can't see that being any less than $400.
I will say though, it might also depend on if they're including figures as tiers. Like, remember when we talked about the Giant Man, what they did with that? I'm very interested going forward if Hasbro is going to continue for the Giant Man, like that style of tiers.
I think they have to for the Cantina, because the thing with the Cantina is the characters in it,
right? And also,
the crazy characters like the Tonica sisters. Everybody's freaking out about getting those because I don't think they've ever made them in.
And they're
even
also
3 and
characters that
3/4.
maybe Hasbro doesn't have as much faith in.
Right. And you know, there's a reason the Tonica sisters haven't been put out. It's because they're super like obscure. Like that's why.
I've seen some TVC collectors theorize that this might be how they're going to get like a new Luke, Leia, and Han, and I just don't see Hasbro locking those characters behind a HasLab, especially because they'll sell on their own. They don't need to be part of a HasLab.
Yeah, that's
right. Also, if it's a Cantina, why would a new why would new versions of Leia, like why would that come with the Cantina?
I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure I misspoke because they got the new Leia. I keep saying,
that's
I'm not
right.
a TVC person.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I saw people being negative about that Leia figure. I would absolutely die if we got a 6-inch Leia with the sculpted hood like that, that 100%. Like goes up and down, like it has the on and off, like the swappable hood like that, like and actually sculpted instead of it being like this piece of crap that we have now. Ugh. I almost want to buy that Leia for my little desk figures.
I resisted on the pre-order for that. But if they release a new Luke and Han for TVC, I think I might bite and buy all 3. Because the New Hope figures in Black Series are awful.
They suck.
And it's the original Star Wars 1977 film, and they're not good.
It's incredible that like we have all these new media characters that are great, and then like those like essential characters like that should be at the very heart of your collection in your Black Series if you're a fan of the OT are so bad. Like
you see a lot of collection videos, people like push them to the side behind other figures because they're like
sad.
They're bad.
Oh yeah,
they suck.
I mean, look, I'll show you how mine's set up, and it's exactly like that. I got Luke Skywalker with his medallion up front. I got the ceremonial Leia up front, and I have X-Wing pilots covering the main cast 77. I mean, look at this.
Crazy.
It's terrible.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, they're hiding back there.
Yeah. And it's just exactly.
It's pitiful.
They need to remake those, and you know they did just 4-pack for Sabath and the EU, which is amazing. It's like here's another great 4-pack idea.
Yeah,
A New Hope or Star Wars 77, however they want to label it, with a new Luke, a new Leia, a new Han, and whatever, maybe a 3PO or not those two, probably like Chewbacca. Maybe a new revamped Chewbacca.
I'll take a new Chewie sculpt.
A new Chewie sculpt would be awesome.
That would sell so well.
I think we will get new ones of them, but I think we won't get it till the anniversary. They'll wait till 2077. 2027. Jesus.
Not that long. Not that long.
I don't think even any of us here might not be alive by
yeah, this show will be dead and buried by 2077.
Right. But, see, Mr. Coffee, you say you're glad that you're an importer, but I don't like that gold hair on Luke.
Man, I can't stand this motherfucking... I love the rest of the figure, but this is so distracting.
It legit looks like he put like gold nail polish all over his head.
Yeah, it looks so bad, especially with like when you have the lights hitting it like that. It looks okay when it's like has regular room lighting on it, but like... It's so distracting when you put lights on it.
I know. I have the Return of the Jedi one. It's the same thing. He's like Goldilocks.
Why would they do that?
Do you think you'll paint that, Wilbon?
Like, I think there's a good shot. I think there's a good shot eventually that I'll do it. But it just initially, I just paid enough for it where I don't want to mess with it. Yeah. But like at some point, it's too distracting not to.
See, Mr. Coffee, I know that's what I just told Wilbon, but you shouldn't have to paint an import. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, like, insane. No, but
yeah, those are my 2 big predictions. Other than the obvious things that we said, Savage Press and a Commando droid. I'm just feeling good. I think that both of them, like my reasoning. I mean, I know I'm biased; it's my own things, but I think my reasoning is pretty sound. Like Savage Press is the most obvious Clone Wars choice, and we know they like Clone Wars figures. And a Commando droid is coming for Outlaws, so how could they not make a figure of it?
I to me, it just seems like we're gonna get the Outlaws one first before we get the
Yeah,
Clone
man.
Wars one.
I mean, I'll take it.
because that's typically what Hasbro does. They sell you the less desirable one first,
Like the
like just
white
like the
Magna
Super
Guard.
Battle, just like the white Magna Guard,
Yeah.
the Super Battle Droid. They give you the one you don't really want because you're dying for it, and then eventually you get the good one.
Well, also, I think it'll depend on how the new commando will be sculpted, because it might be as simple just remove the cloak and then you get a regular commando droid. So
That's a good point. Yeah,
Like a
I guess
really
it'll
cool
see.
soft goods
Yeah,
too.
if it's soft goods or
if it's soft
sculpted.
goods, yeah,
Hard goods, as Wilbon says.
hard
Yeah,
goods.
it's gonna be hard to use.
Look, if I can find a way to shorten that or make it easy to explain to like
Yeah.
people that aren't like super into these figure terms, sure, hard goods, plastic, whatever. Oh
I'm
man,
using it, man. Hard goods, soft goods. That's the technology. I'm using it in Discord and anybody I talk to. I'm adopting it.
that's gonna be the next Wilbon meme, and that Kiadi Mundi, like Figs got his stop motion.
You know, Kiadi Mundi has those hard goods. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got those hard goods.
He stays with those hard goods.
Hell yeah.
All night long.
So, do you have one of those out there reveals, Wilbon? Like Fig was saying Malakili, I'm saying Savage and the Commando?
Part of me always wants a dirge. No matter what stream it is, May the 4th, September 4th, December 4th, give me a dirge.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm hoping for it no matter what.
See, I thought you were going to say Kyle Katarn.
That too. But like dirge to me, I think would be the more fun toy, just in general. I think it's just a more fun figure. Dirge would probably never go to the shelf. I think Kyle Katarn eventually would go to the shelf. Dirge would be a desk buddy forever.
Yeah.
Like I'd have to buy two. I've done that before. Well, that's what I did with the Death Watch. The Glavis Ring World Mando.
Yeah.
Like I bought a second one because I didn't want it to leave the desk ever.
I don't know if I'll wind up doing it, but I almost want to sell all of my other Mandos and just replace them all with Glavis Ring World.
I hope they redo the first one from like Mando season 1 on that buck. Oh, that'd be great.
You guys see Commander Cook's season 1 Mando?
That was sick. Yeah.
That
just honestly, that video made me mad because I want it.
Yeah.
It's like, why is this real? Why isn't this just from Hasbro?
Yeah. When I watched Landspeeder Luke's videos, I'm like, Luke, you want to like give me your whole collection? I like
Well, just you fix my collection and I'll just have yours. Yeah.
I'll pay Luke to come here.
Yeah. Oh man. But honestly, in addition to like Dirge, any of the like the Shadows of the Empire like versions of the characters would be sick. Like here, I think I've talked about this one before, but like the Bounty Hunter Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Like this is a figure. I know it'll probably never happen because it would require all the sculpting and all this crazy stuff and insane paint. But like, look at this. Like, imagine this in Black Series.
I don't know how, but I have like 3 of those.
I love that figure, man. I grew up playing with this figure.
I know, me too.
And like this Luke with like the red armor.
Yeah, he's like the Imperial Guard version of Luke. Yeah, I want that so bad in the Black.
And you know, it's who knows, because Yak did say more EU stuff is coming, and he never clarified. It sucks because I want to ask him. I want to ask. Yeah, exactly. I forget who it was.
He's canon. He's canon now.
Yeah, it might have been 80s Kid. I don't remember who said it, but someone said that Prince Zizor and Dash Rendar, like after Knights of the Old Republic figures and like post Return of the Jedi, they're right under that. Like in my want. Like I think I made a top 10 EU wish list, which I'll save when I make my own videos. But I think when I made that, like Dash and the Prince are like 9 and 10. So they're up there for me. Yeah.
80s Kid confirms that was him.
I really want those. I mean, there's so many fun EU characters that they can do that they're just so out there, like Dirge, like you're saying. You know, Kyle Katarn, he's not, related to anybody, but he's beloved. He's been in books, comics, games. And even again, I know I said it probably multiple streams in a row now, but Jason Solo. It's honestly kind of crazy to me that we don't have him. We have Mara, we have Jaina. Give me Jason.
Jason. Yeah, we need Jason to compliment Jaina.
Yeah.
And like I said, give me a 2-pack with the two of them, Jaina and her new like photo reel. Easy buy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've taken a big swing on some predictions for May the 4th. Yeah. But do you guys want to get into recent pickups?
Sure.
All right, cool. Zuboy, you said you had quite a few, so you're up first. Yeah, you go.
All right. So the first thing is, if you guys remember, last Monday, I said that the new Batman wave would come tomorrow.
Oh, so hold on. We got a last minute prediction from Lance Peter Luke that TVC fans will be pissed. I think that's about the safest prediction done so far.
You know what, Luke? I hope you're so right. The Black Series just kills it.
Yeah,
100%.
But go ahead.
So I got the new Batman wave. So again, it's so weird because I didn't get into the DC Multiverse line because it was so Batman focused. But once they started releasing other characters, then I was like, okay, now I'll buy your Batman figures. But I got classic Nightfall black and gray.
Oh, that's cool.
And this is just Batman to me. This is the best Batman figure.
Oh yeah. When I think picture Batman in my head, that's what Batman looks like.
I will buy more Batman, 100%, but I don't need to. This is the perfect one.
There are many more Batmen coming.
Yeah. So that's perfect. But then also I have first appearance from Detective Comics 1927 with the purple glove.
Oh, that's cool.
And the cool thing is, remember, McFarlane retail, $22 figure. Wired.
Yeah, they've been doing that lately. Like the Dune figures. Yeah.
Like this is crazy to me that they could do this on a $20 figure. Yeah.
That's wild.
Psycho. I know. They're all these Batman. Just wait. You'll see.
He has many Batmen.
Yeah. And then, see, now I'll be, this is Batman, but it's not Bruce Wayne, all right? So we got, Azrael, Jean-Paul Valley as Batman, which I love these. They're just hard plastic, but it looks so cool.
I love that look.
I love this. Yeah, it's perfect. I hate that Todd made the chase for this the blue version because I think most people who read this story think of him in blue more.
Oh yeah.
So I really want that figure. I don't know if I'll ever be able to track it down, but if I don't, I'm cool with this. So that's good.
Yeah, I feel like the chase version should typically be like the less desired version because it has that collectability factor going for it already.
Right. So. I will say though that this is my other Azrael, so it's still red. So I'm like, having these two on the shelf together side by side. I think it matches. So
yeah,
it works. I'm cool with that. After Batman, what did I get? So Nate messaged me on Discord, and he asked me if I was looking for this figure, and I said yes, I was, but I had just bought it on eBay because I went to my Walmart, couldn't find it. So we got Wally West Flash again from the '90s. My Flash.
Nice.
So I will say, to warn you guys, a lot of this is heavily McFarlane focused. So I'm sorry about that.
Hey, it's not for me, but I'm glad you enjoy it.
But I went to Walmart today, and there was a whole bunch of these. And I was just, why did I gave in to the panic, and I bought it off eBay. I only paid $5 above retail though, so.
But see, the thing is, like, you say that, but like sometimes you never know what's gonna be hard to find, and if it's something you really want, go for it.
And the thing is, it went on stock on Walmart's website for literally under 5 minutes, and then it sold out. I couldn't get to it in time. So those, and they don't go back in stock. If like McFarlane, when he puts them on Walmart, that's it. Walmart never restocks them. So I missed it. So I knew that was it. On top of that, also, because I got this on eBay, I paid under retail for this. So I feel like it evened out between Flash and this. But I got Owlman.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
If anyone knows, this is like evil Batman from Earth 2. So
Evil Batman.
yeah. So I guess technically you consider him another Batman.
New
But that was all I got before today. Oh no, sorry. I got one other thing. I showed it before. My TVC Dooku.
Sweet.
So and I love
That's
the light.
sick.
That's why I bought it. The lightning.
The lightning effects.
I would not have bought
that's
this without
great.
the lightning.
Honestly, I'm not a TVC person, and like just that lightning effect made me be like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
really
jealous.
cool.
I want that, but I didn't end up swinging in for that.
But yeah, that was all I got until today. So that was going to be my recent pickups, and then a bunch of stuff happened today. I was like, oh, I have more stuff to show on stream. Great. But I got
Psycho wants to know how those Dooku fingers are looking.
yes. I'll show you. Not great.
They still got blue fingers going on.
Yeah, see that?
Yeah.
Not great, but
That's the one thing about those lightning hands that like kind of sucks is like it bleeds too much into where the hands should be
right.
a lot of the
But
time.
standing on the shelf, like just like that, I'm not going to notice that from afar. So,
yeah, that's not bad.
But this is probably my most hype pickup. I feel like a lot of people that I'm talking about might not even know who this is. But this is Cassandra Cain.
Ooh.
This is the second Batgirl, and she's Batman's only daughter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Really love her as a character. She's one of my favorite DC characters. And again, wired cape.
That's crazy.
I love that he does that now.
That's wild.
But it's such a great figure. I was waiting for this for so long. But this
I
was...
feel like... Oh, go
sorry,
ahead. I'm sorry. Okay, I feel like Todd has been going the extra mile with those wired capes to try to get people to like be excited about collecting these because it seems like McFarlane has kind of lost a lot of the DC figures have kind of lost the momentum that they had. Like it feels like it's trailed a little bit.
I was talking to Nate today because when we were talking about McFarlane, I was saying that on your stream today that I'm going to have to show off a lot of McFarlane. I said I'm going to bore Wilbon and Fick. And Nate says, you got to represent the mid-Farland. It's you and me. And I'm like, yep. It's the same thing on Out of the Basement. When Nate shows them off, I feel like half the viewers are like, all right, skip this. No one cares. But me and Nate, no one's strong. We like
mid-Farland.
Yeah.
See, I still dabble in it like time and time. And I told you I started at the beginning. So like I have some interest in certain characters, but not near as much as you guys. So you guys are champions for sure.
But so I know I'm being obsessive. I know, but if you look at her chest, I don't know if you could even see on stream. There's a gold speck.
I see that.
I can't. I have to buy another one. Like I know it's gonna. She's top 10 DC character for me, and I just can't deal with it. Like. I'm trying to hold out, but I could just see I'm gonna wind up buying a new one.
But see, if it bothers you that much, you should. If it's a character you really like, and if it really bothers you, why not? It's like getting. It'd be like I imagine if I got a Dirge or I got a Kyle Katarn and I got a piece of shit bad smudge or a QC error. Yeah. Oh man, I'd be buying another one of those before I even went on one of these shows. I would have already had that shit added to cart. So yeah, I don't blame you one bit.
But then the last thing I got is I got one more thing before my last thing. With that, I got this guy. This is Edward.
Oh,
Claris.
That's fun.
He's the first Reverse Flash. Mm-hmm. So if you guys know the original Flash, he wears an outfit very similar to this. So this is the Reverse Flash of that. He does look kind of Joker-esque. Looks kind of crazy.
It's Todd Jokerizing another figure, right?
Yeah. It's funny because about that Wally West that I showed, people don't like this head sculpt. I kind of like it, but I get why people don't like it. It does also look kind of creepy when he's supposed to be a good guy.
It looks very comic book to me.
It does. And also, it kind of matches the art that this comic is from. This figure is from. So that's why it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I'd rather it reflect the media that it's from, to be honest.
Exactly.
Like it's another reason why like initially I was like anti Clone Wars figures looking like their animated selves, but like honestly, I would like some Clone Wars figures super stylized representing what they're from.
Right. So, all right. So finally, on to the last thing is I got a package from Justin today.
Hey.
So this figure I couldn't track down. It was never sold online that I saw, and then I never found it in my area. But Psycho, to answer your question, that's just Big Bad Toy Store's inflation. Don't buy it from them.
Don't buy it from them. There's
Yeah.
links in the Black Series, the Out of the Basement Discord.
Yeah.
If you go to like in stock alerts.
It's just I think it's like a 35% increase.
Yeah,
It's
that's
insane.
That's just what Big Bad does with all their imports.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna just pay more to get it from them.
Yeah, it's Mr. Coffee told me, he's like, if you do get imports, like stay away from Big Bad.
right.
Yeah.
Unless it's your only option and you really want it.
Right.
But yeah.
But yeah, so I was saying I couldn't find this figure in stores, so I just gave up. I was like, whatever, it's not, I didn't need it. But Justin bought this for Nate, not knowing Nate already had it. So I was like, yep, I'll take it. So this is Zoe.
First come, first serve. All right.
Yeah. This is Zoe Kravitz Catwoman from the Batman.
I saw that one in stores the other day when I was at like a secondhand shop. They had a bunch of multiverse stuff, and they had that one.
This was from Ross. That's what Justin told me. So
oh, that's funny.
I don't know. Have you guys seen the Batman with Robert Pattinson?
I loved it.
Okay,
I loved it.
Me too. So I don't know if like this is her costume. Like that's her mask in the movie.
Yeah.
But when this figure came out, because it was based off concept art, it was a full mask instead of the half mask. So it's actually really cool of what that he did for like after when the movie came out and he realized it was inaccurate, he actually did a second run with the updated mask.
Right.
I wish Hasbro would do that for like when they get things wrong.
Balin.
Yeah. So it's really cool that they did that. But the problem is because it was technically a chase, because it was a second run, it was very hard to find. But for some reason, they were showing up in Ross's. So Justin got one, and I was like, great. Thank you, Nate, for already buying it. So Justin can give it to me.
Yeah.
This is another thing I got from Justin. So I ordered this myself from Walgreens, and they canceled my order. Never told me they canceled it. I just one day went into my order. I was like, is this going to arrive? And then I just saw it was canceled. And I'm pretty sure they didn't refund my money. So I think I have to contact them.
Wow. So Walgreens stole from you is what you're saying.
But I got the Walgreens 187th. But
nice.
This is the QC issue I was talking about. So I'm going to try to see. Do you see how bad that helmet is glued on?
Yeah.
Oh, that is very off.
That's probably the worst I've ever seen. Like, look at his head. It's not so unstraight.
Bro is like asleep at the wheel.
I don't know why. It's so bad. But this is not my main 187th. It's the one that came with, this Mace Windu pack. So
yeah,
that'll be fine. And then I got two things that are not figures. So I wanted the what's it called? The Stormtrooper with the rocket launcher. I forget what that figure is called. Rocket Launcher Trooper, right?
Might as well. Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't want that figure because I have 2020 Stormtroopers, but I wanted the rocket launcher, but no one was selling it anything. I know Justin bought a few to be regular 2020. So I said, hey, Justin, you have a spare one? And he did. So
there you go.
I'm going to put this with my 501st Jet Trooper. Fig, you got another one of those recently, right?
Yeah, I have all three of mine have rocket launchers.
Nice. So
that's cool.
I'm going to give it to him. And then very happy with this. My last recent pickup, if you want to call it that, is the first ever Out of the Basement.
Hey.
Justin said he got it straight from
maybe we have the first document recipient of the Out of the Basement stickers now.
Yeah, you do. Justin said that he took it out of the box and put it straight in my box.
Hey, let's go.
There we go.
That's awesome.
I think after the stream, I'm going to put this on my laptop.
Let's go.
So, yeah, that's all I got. I guess I showed this off at the beginning, but I did get this, of course.
Yeah, I wanted to see some of that. Some of those orange.
You want to see some more?
Yeah, some of those orange panels on there. That looks so good.
The paint is so impressive. Like when I took this out of the box, I was like, "Oh wow!" Like I know he's only in the show for 2 seconds.
But that absolutely will pop in a like diorama or display or something like that. Like,
and I really hope we get Grief's like season 3 look.
Yes. The
I
Grief
just
Karga
love
drip.
yeah
Me too.
the little details, like you said, the orange, like it's so good.
That
And I love the
pop's so
cone
good.
head. The
Yeah,
cone head is
it's
perfect.
just a awesome, unique design. Like
That looks great.
people were like downplaying that when it came out when it got announced, and I was like, that's an awesome looking droid. Like
For sure.
I love that new astromech. Like I'll buy what if they keep putting them out. So
I
I'm a
just find
sucker,
it
but
weird that
oh well.
he's the first one we get after R2 and R5. But at the same time, I get it. It's new media, Hasbro, or probably Lucasfilm wants to push that. But give me Obi-Wan's R4. Just
Yeah.
really, please give me that.
I like the new dome on it though, and to give us some
That's true.
variety.
Yeah, but you know what? Because now we have all 3 domes, right? Because we have the circular for R2, the square for R5,
And then
and
like the
then
cone or
the cone
whatever
for
for him.
Yep.
So
Those
either
are
way,
those are the big 3, I think. I think
yeah,
I
because they
think
have
it
like
is
the clear one, right?
yeah,
Like
and then I
the
think
clear
there's
R2 helmet.
some of the R3 units, I think, have like another weird look. I think they show
Yeah,
those in Clone Wars.
I think so.
So maybe
yeah.
we'll get what's that the little guy? You know what I'm talking about from Clone Wars? The little green.
Oh, the little that dude, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll get him with one of the droids.
Hey, that'd be fun. I'd be into that.
Yeah, I'd take it.
But Fig, what do you got for us?
I mean, like, I don't know if it's not no that new to me. I have a few things, nothing too crazy. Like I was saying earlier before I started streaming, my pile of loot hasn't got here. That has all the heavy hitters, like my Anakin and Padme are in that. But I showed this guy off a little earlier. He's not new. I've had him for a long time, but I changed him up. It's
See,
just,
that's cool.
he's kind of like a desk figure for me, but it's the SHF Mimbian Stormtrooper with the Black Series soft goods cape, and
I was about to ask if that was a different cape you put on you.
yeah, because they give a hard goods cape. Oh yeah, and then it's just the indoor troopers backpack, and I don't know. I had him like displayed walking like through a storm. That's why his hands like that. But I got that is fun. That's a really cool figure. A lot of people don't like that stormtrooper because it's like almost looks like just a. It doesn't look like the actual weathering from the Mimbian scene, but just as far as like articulation and stuff, it's a really fun figure, and you can use it for other stuff. It looks like a really dark wash on it, so if you can get it for cheap, it's a good one. And this is relatively new that I opened. It's a G.I. Joe figure. It's the classic retro Scarlet.
Oh, that's cool. That's the one with like the detachable ponytail.
Yeah. She has different ones. I have it in my.
Can you
tray.
rotate it? Is it articulated?
Oh yeah, it's full on articulated.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's like the new Marvel Legends Jean Grey.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really.
Honestly, this is probably the best female 1/12 action figure I own. Like they went really
Dang.
So you got the pinless deal. It's GI Joe. If you know the articulation, they're at another level.
And you're getting a ton of accessories with it too.
For sure.
Oh yeah, she comes with a backpack, 2 rifles, a crossbow with both. These come out the arrows.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
And she comes with 4 of those and a crossbow, handgun, knife. She can store everything, pretty much.
See, that's what I love about GI Joe.
They
Snake eyes that I have
always have holsters and pockets.
Yeah.
Oh, you have that Snake Eyes too, Wilbon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love
he's
that you can
packed
put
up.
everything on him. It's so good.
Yeah, it's cool. Like like everything. If you like, I grew up with the original or the 3.75 toys, so having like them in this form with modern day, and she's like her classic look, which is the best version they've done. In my,
I'll never knock this off. Like,
I know.
Has so like good. All the ski gear and stuff like in the bag. Snow job, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing, Fig, like Wilbon was saying earlier, even if it's not for everyone, it's some of these things. Obviously everyone here likes Star Wars. Probably everyone watching obviously likes Star Wars. I don't see why you'd watch this if you don't.
Right.
But there, obviously there's other interests. So like the DC line, even though I acknowledge all of McFarlane's problems, DC is probably my second favorite thing after Star Wars. So like getting a DC line that's, relative 1/12 scale, relative good articulation, that it's good enough for me. So that's true.
Zach,
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if there is, you know, some people who watch bigger
Zach,
things like that, like Black Series Cantina. Zach, I wouldn't be surprised. There are some people that don't collect; they just like listening to you and Mike shoot the shit.
Oh, I think I've talked to people that like, because I've even recommended the pod to people, like when I'm at a con or something, and they're like, "Oh, I don't collect Black Series, but I listen. I love podcasts. I'll just listen to it just because I like podcasts." I'm like,
Right.
okay, yeah,
so what Zach is saying, he is a true Will boner.
Yep.
yes, big Will boner.
I think you need to make a shirt for that, and then the image on the shirt is that Kiadi Mundi pic.
I think I should.
Yeah.
I think I should. I'm coming up with stuff to give out at ICC Con this
Just
year.
the Kiadi Mundi pic as a sticker.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting together a Wilbon package for some people.
Hell yeah.
So, like
Yeah,
a goodie bag.
Give me a bunch of stickers. I'll put them all over my laptop. A bunch of Wilbon stickers.
Will boners. Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
Zach's gonna buy 5 shirts.
Hell yeah.
I'll
Only
pull it
5,
together.
Zach? You don't
only 5.
love Wilbon that much. Come on now.
He's not. You got to be the number 1 Will boner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Gotta buy at least 10. Come on.
you better has, bro.
Zach, bro.
Zach,
Yeah.
bro.
So this this next figure is from the Joy Toy Warhammer 40K. Is Blade Master Custodes, and the level of detail on these things, especially when you consider the 3.75, is
That's
nuts.
wild.
Like the paint is just, and they articulate really well, at being such chunky armor dudes. But yeah, I absolutely love these. He's not so new to me, but he's my newest one, and I have like an amazing one in my pile of loot. I cannot wait for it to get here. I'm so hyped. You will see pictures. Just another level, but they have really good articulation and they look cool. And even if you're not a fan of, per se, Warhammer, the figures, like as an action figure collector, like I highly recommend. Sometimes you'll find them on sale, even on Big Bad, like the generic Space Marine, in different colors for like $25. And
So
yeah, 3.75, but for this, it's worth it.
Every time that you show them off, I'm always like, it looks good.
Oh yeah, like I love the character designs for 40K. Like I've never read any of the books or like painted any of the figurines. I wanted to when I was younger, but like my mom talked me out of it. She was like, "Wouldn't you rather just get some action figures anyway versus painting the figurines?" I'm like, "You're right." But yeah, like the character designs are out of this world. Like Warhammer is like crazy with their designs.
Yeah, they're fun, and I highly recommend probably not getting into the lore because it is a rabbit hole of insanity that like I went down for like 2 months. And I mean, I'm glad like I know stuff now because I collect it, but at a point I just had to stop because it is so in depth. It's been going so long. There's so many things, and some of it is just so far out there. Like even for me, I'm just like okay, like I can't do this. Like nope, it's just too. It's so expansive, but anyways, that's pretty much all I got to share. Awesome figures, so
heck yeah, man, good stuff.
I was gonna say, Wilbon, you can go first, of course. Your stream. What am I telling you what to do? What the hell?
Yeah, I have permission to go.
I was gonna say, it's right to. I forgot something. That's right to the left of me.
Oh, go ahead. Well, we'll finish you up.
Okay. It's just. It's so stupid, but I was so excited about this when I saw it in stores today. And it's the reason I went to Walmart, that and the blue milk. So the fact that I found it, I was very happy. But I don't know, Wilbon, you're a little older than me, so this might hit for you. I don't know. When I was a kid, when I was like 10, I would always play Super Monkey Ball.
Oh man, I remember Super Monkey Ball. I never owned any of the games, but like I had friends that owned it, and like I would play it at their house. So like that was always a game where I'd be like, "Oh, can we play this?" And I'd grab Super Monkey Ball because like I never bought it. So
and the cool thing is, it's like you've seen. I showed you my video game shelf, the Sonic and Mario figures. I think it's made by Jax. So this is the first Sega figure that isn't a Sonic figure. So that's why it's kind of
wow,
like
it's a little different.
Yeah, people are hyped that Sega. It's showing that who knows what else can come. but he comes out of the ball, and you could take them off the stand if you want to. I'm not going to take them off now, but he comes
So
out.
does the ball roll and the monkey like stay like in position?
Well, because the bottom is weighted specifically for that, it doesn't 100% work. But if I spin it enough, you can see he kind of does.
Oh, that's cool.
Like it depends. Like right now, a
even
little
if
bit.
it
You see?
even if it kind of works for being
Yeah.
like a mass market toy, that's cool.
Right. And then just to go with that, obviously, like I said, you saw my video game shelf. There was one Mario villain that I was missing. I never found it in stores. He was on eBay for like $30. I was like, for a little figure, it's too expensive. I almost did it, but I decided not to. With the new Mario wave that's coming out, or that's out now, they re-released him. They repacked him. So I got the Koopa.
Hey, nice.
He was the only Mario
Man,
villain that I didn't get. So I'm
your
very
video
happy to
game
have him.
your video game shelf is gonna convince me to get into some of
I
those
know,
because
right?
I'm a big gaming fan, retro gaming fan. I have a whole retro game collection that is just in a box right now because this happened behind me. So like in probably like 5 years ago, like I've said I was like, okay, I'm gonna get really into retro game collecting. And then during the pandemic, everything got way too expensive. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm out. But I still have the stuff that like I collected from before. Like I've sold a few things, not a whole lot. Like I'm keeping the stuff I'm like really sentimental about. Like I have my grandfather's Nintendo from like when I was a kid and like all his games, and he kept all the boxes and stuff too.
Oh, nice.
So like that was like the start of my collection, was like the impetus for like actually getting into collecting retro games. So
did you skip out on any consoles because like when you were younger? Because for me, my family never had a Dreamcast or a GameCube, and I feel like those were ones that like they were very popular, but my family skipped over those.
So I wasn't much of a Sega person. I had a Genesis, but like I didn't get anything beyond that. So like I didn't get like the Dreamcast or any of that.
Mhm.
But like when that was kind of replaced by like Xbox as like the other system, because I was like I grew up a Nintendo kid. Like I had a 64, Game Boy,
Same.
GameCube, DS, whatever Nintendo was going to put out. I wanted it for Christmas, or I wanted it for my birthday.
See, that's why I don't understand how my family skipped GameCube, because it's like everything before and the Wii U, everything after the Switch. But we skipped. We skipped the GameCube. I don't know. I guess that was the same era as the PS2, right? So it's like
it was like that and Xbox, PS2, and GameCube.
Yeah, that's you know what? That's why, because that was the first Xbox, so my family already had two consoles. My dad was probably like, we don't need a third.
Yeah, three is too many at that point. Yeah.
And see, even now I look and I'm like, I got my PlayStation, my Xbox, my Switch. That's why people say like, "Oh, you should get a gaming computer." I'm like, I got 3 consoles. Like, I can't.
That's already a lot. And for me, like Xbox left my collecting life, and I went like into PC gaming because and also like a lot of generally for me, it's like I go where my friends go. So it's like if my friends are all getting Xbox, okay, I'll swing to that. Or it's like, oh, they're all on PC. It's like, well, I may get one other console, but like I'm not gonna get everything.
See, that's what sucks for me, because I 100% agree with you. But my friends all play on Xbox. But like PlayStation, I feel like if I could only pick one, I'd pick PlayStation because
it's better.
Halo,
it is. I'm a
Sony
guy now. I'm off Xbox.
You're right.
Sony.
I'm a big Halo guy, but I'm kind of done. Like I'm not as big of a hater at 343 as Justin is.
I sip on that haterade for 343 because they killed Halo. Like it to me, it's dead. Like it's not on life support. To me, Halo is dead.
And people say the original trilogy, but it's not even just that, because it's also Reach. Reach is fire.
Reach was the last good one, and anything after that has been, in my opinion, just all downhill.
If you play Halo 4, it's just Call of Duty.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is what I've been saying.
It's so different.
What I've been saying since even Reach multiplayer to me started to feel Call of Duty-esque, and I was like, just a little bit. For me is when they added Sprint. When they added Sprint to multiplayer, I'm like, what are you doing? This isn't Halo to me.
Yeah.
Like Halo to me is about Everybody moves at the same pace. You go find the power weapons and you shoot each other in a labyrinth. Like,
and then you see who can melee each other in the face first.
yeah, you see, yeah, you see,
Halo 3 especially.
get the assassination from
Yeah.
behind. You know, like Halo needed to be what it was instead of trying to copy Call of Duty. In my opinion, I think Call of Duty was too successful, and that was the problem.
For sure.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2, or Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4, and Modern Warfare 2 were way too popular, and so they felt they needed to just ape off of that.
So you know what you need to do then? You just need to commit, sell the rest of your Marvel Legends, and then you can make a video game shelf.
It might be. You know, I do have some empty space on my new shelf that I built, but I was like saving that because I know we're getting Revenge of the Sith stuff. I in my heart of hearts, I'm like, that's where that's gonna go, because like I already have my other prequel stuff right there, and I have like a little Revenge of the Sith, like I have my Jedi Temple March going like right there, and then I'm like kind of hoping like I can fill that other spot with like hexagon stands and just fill that up with Revenge of the Sith stuff. But that's just hope, you know.
Yeah.
Until then, I could put video games there.
So if Hasbro doesn't come out with Revenge of the Sith figures, now you know what to do. They'll save you.
Yeah, I'll just I'm getting into the retro games, putting those out. But
and I want to respond to Pletho here. I like the Spartan collection. It's just that it seems to be dead, and it sucks that it died before we got an Arbiter. Like I know Master Chief is Mr. Halo, but the Arbiter, he's my favorite character. Like, it just sucks. I have the Halo 5 Arbiter, but that armor is not Arbiter that I know.
No, we need like the Halo 2, Halo 3, like the classic. To me, if I were one of those, I would try to like fill in that backlog of like beloved characters. Like, give me the Sergeant Johnson, give me the Arbiter, give me like Keys, like give me those classic characters from the other games, you know, before you get into the new stuff. Justin
and I were talking about this. Sergeant Johnson was like, there was a listing for him for the new wave, but it looks like the line was canceled. So we would have got him if it continued. And the weird thing is, people have asked Jazzwares about it, and they say, we swear it's not canceled. It's been like 3 years or 2 years. Where? Like, I don't understand. They say that no, it's not canceled. Okay, but if they don't release figures for 2 years, I feel like it's canceled, but they won't say it. But I don't know, like, what is a company's aversion to saying a line is canceled? Because it's like the Power Rangers line, the Indiana Jones line. Hasbro will say it's on hold. Is it on hold, like, to the heat death of the universe? Like, what's going on, Hasbro?
Yeah, like, I guess to me, it's like to keep people from selling off their collections and then being completely done with it. So to keep people hoping that there's more eventually.
But see, I don't understand that, because this top shelf here is my Indiana Jones figures right here, right here.
I'll check it out, Mr. Coffee.
Same.
This Indiana Jones shelf, I love them. I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan. But if the line really is dead, like we all expect, I'm okay. Like, I bought what I wanted, which is literally the whole line, and I'm all right. Like, I never understood, and I know Out of the Basement has talked about this too, when people say, this reveal sucks, time to sell my collection.
What does that mean?
I don't understand that. I'll never get that. It's enjoy what you have.
Yeah, I have 1,000 figures I absolutely adore, but this 1,001 that I don't like, it's all gone. It makes zero sense.
So this is Mr. Coffee's Boba Fett. That looks good.
That looks rad.
That looks cool.
Mr. Coffee, if I buy this for $8 on Walmart and I send it to you, I'll just come to your house. Only 45 minutes away, right? I'll just drop it off in your mailbox. You can customize it, and then I'll come pick it up.
But yeah, I guess I'll get into the stuff that I've got, and then we can give our final thoughts before we wrap it up. I know Fig doesn't want to go 4 hours tonight, and I can't necessarily blame him. It's a weeknight, and I didn't get a lot of sleep last night too, so I don't want to go 4 this time either. But
let's see what you got, man.
Yeah, hold on, I gotta make me big. Okay, so I got that.
Of course, that's the best recent pickup.
Yeah, I got that thing, and man, that thing, It prints so damn fast. So I've only printed my Benchy so far, which is
you
like
did set it up. Nice.
yeah, I got it. I've changed the filament a couple of times, and I figured out how all that works. I haven't spliced anything yet. I was in the middle of doing one earlier, and then it was dinner time, so that had to take a pause. But hopefully tomorrow evening I'll get started on printing some stuff after work.
So does it come with any filament at all?
Yeah, it comes with it. Mine came with a roll of this bright green filament. Hang on, I'll grab it.
Oh, nice.
Came with a whole roll of this. I can't decide if I'm going to use it anymore at all. Like I don't know
Just
what I'll print with
all
it.
the hex stands and everything in green.
Everything in Nickelodeon slime.
Yeah.
You know, if I do a video game shelf, this might be like the color I do for it. Like I can imagine like the Mario characters being on like that color hex stand.
You know, I didn't even think about doing hex stands for like my random shelves like that, but I could.
But see, yeah, if you get that green like that, that might be the play for like building, risers or printing risers or hex stands. But like, yeah, I got my little Benchy. I think I'm gonna give it to my wife for a little desk buddy for her office. So because she thought it was cute. And then I saved this for this stream, but I left it off of the out of the basement. Pletho has a good point. Mario pipes.
Yeah,
didn't even think of that.
That's a good point.
That's a good idea. Yeah. So I sold off some Marvel stuff, and I picked up a few Dragon Ball Figuarts. But if you're a fan of the original, I got Tao Pai Pai.
Oh yeah.
So nice. I've always thought this guy was awesome.
You're going with the OG deep cuts.
OG deep cuts, man. OG Dragon Ball is better. It is.
That's a hot take right there.
It's a hot take, but it's funny. The character designs, I think, are better because they're not. I feel like everybody looks too samey in Dragon Ball Z and beyond. Everybody has that angular look to them. Whereas, like, I love the round character design of like the more rounded edges. And then that in the manga, at least when they're fighting, it makes it so much more interesting to me because they look so much more like regular people. I mean, they're Dragon Ball, so nobody looks like a regular person, but like they look. It feels just like a more grounded sort of story versus how
You're
insane right. Dragon Ball gets in Z.
I mean, if I tell you, muscular, spiky-haired guy, angry, and his hair is a weird color. Which DBZ character am I talking about?
Yeah, see, it could be anybody, but like this dude in the pink outfit with the thing that says "kill you" on the back of it,
yeah.
And he flies. He's like flies on like the giant pipe or whatever. Like,
yeah, wasn't it a log?
Yeah, the big log or whatever it is. Yeah. It's over here. Here we go. Like it comes with it and everything, and nice. all these alternate hands and stuff. So. And alternate expressions, like Figuarts kills it with these, man, and it's addicting. It's addicting when you get into these import Dragon Ball figures. But
it's like when you were talking about on Black Series Cantina, when I was asking you about SH Figuarts Dragon Ball compared to the anime heroes, and what did you call it? The Superstars line?
Yeah, Dragon Stars. Yeah,
Dragon Stars. Yeah, it's like you really see like the Figuarts is so much better.
It really is. It's night and day. It's night and day, and like it's rare that I'll say just get the imports. They're better. Like for Star Wars, that's definitely not the case. Like there are Black Series that can compete with the Figuarts, but for these, it's no contest. The Figuarts are just better, straight up. And in my opinion, you get so much that it's worth. I would say they're actually worth money. More bang for your buck. And the thing is, like, if you can find them at a reasonable price, like I traded a bunch of Marvel stuff for these, or I wouldn't have bought them. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. But
I started hard. I used to have a shelf of those.
Oh yeah.
They're all boxes at the moment because I have to choose what to display.
That's the thing. You got to pick.
Yeah, the thing too with the SHF Dragon Ball figures, that's like one of the first things they started doing. So they've really refined their craft, especially the last couple of years. Which is like I kind of got out of it before that, but like I have the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and that figure, is just so good, and Brawly, they're fun, man. They're just really fun. If you're a fan of the show,
Man, I want a Broly so bad. Hopefully we get one for like at a reasonable price from Figure Arts at some point.
even a re-release of from his movie would be cool.
Yeah.
But
I loved like the classic Broly where he's like gigantic. Like there's like the muscular DBZ guys, and then there's him where he's just like stupid large. And I always just thought he was so cool. Like I always played as him in the video games.
If you watch the actual first Brawly from one of the early Dragon Ball Z movies, he wasn't canon.
Yeah.
The storyline's so bad for that one. For the actual
Broly totally just made it on character design. Like that movie sucks, but it's Boba Fett. It's Boba Fett. Like he looks cool, but like who cares about like the storyline or like what the actual character is like? He just looks cool, so people like him.
What do you mean? You don't like a character who shows up and then dies immediately after?
Yeah, his jetpack malfunctions and he slams into the side of a building and dies like
by a blind guy.
Yeah, a blind guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's even more true for Dragon Ball because all you really care about is how cool the fight's going to look between these two characters because that is the essence of Dragon Ball. It's the fighting.
Dragon Ball Z specifically it literally just becomes fighting the show. Like, and there's some great parts to it too outside of that. But like, I feel like original Dragon Ball is like more like when Toriyama was like inspired to make an adaptation of Journey to the West. So. Like the story, I think, is more fun. It's much more comedic, and that's why I've really gravitated to buying the figures from original Dragon Ball. And I didn't love it as much until I went back and read all the manga. And like I have my whole manga collection right here with
your manga elitist now.
Yes, the manga is the best way to experience that story, and I'll stand on the table for that any day because that's what was drawn by Toriyama. So
I've heard, like I said that before, that it's a hot take. It's a hot take, but I have heard people say that the original Dragon Ball is better than Z. I feel like a lot of the Z, a lot of people also they're blinded by nostalgia.
That's the thing. Everybody grew up with Toonami and Dragon Ball Z being on Toonami, but like. In terms of, I don't even really like the anime for Dragon Ball that much. I love the manga. The manga is so good. Like, and it's the best way, in my opinion, to experience the whole story, like Dragon Ball Z, and then that's the end to me.
Oh, then you could skip all the filler.
No GT. No GT. Super's fun, but like it's just okay. It's just okay. But anyway. The other stuff I put Krillin and I got another Dragon Ball figure. I got Jackie Chun. They're on the shelf already though. So
you showed off on Out of the Basement.
Yeah, the Jackie has like the sleeves that roll up. Like that's just so cool. Like having alternate sleeves. I would never think that would be a thing, but they did it. So
it's good because the fact that you got these because you sold your Marvel Legends, it's like you replaced something that you were clearly iffy about with something you really wanted. So, hey, what more could you want?
And it's two figures in it, 2 out of the 3 that are specifically OG Dragon Ball. They're like not even Dragon Ball Z. They're for something I really appreciate and love. And I still have some Marvel Legends. Like I have a little tiny shelf of them up there and I have a box of them over here that like I just didn't want to part with those. Eventually I will put those on a shelf. I love those figures. And I'm not even saying I'm not going to buy any more Marvel Legends at some point, but I was for the ones I sold, I said I'm never going to put these on the shelf. I need to just find a way to sell these and get them out of the collection.
Since you sold, I think you said that it was mainly movie figures.
Yeah.
Would you say your Marvel collection now is more movie focused or more comic focused?
I would say it's still more movie focused, but like a lot of the ones I kept are comic focused, are comic figures. And I would say that those, if I do buy a Marvel Legend from the comics, it's probably something from my childhood that is like made into a good action figure now. Mm-hmm. So like that Ghost Rider that was revealed like with the motorcycle, like that's pretty fucking cool. Like I had like an older version of that when I was a kid.
Goes up for pre-order tomorrow.
Yeah. So I might be in on that. So once I'm out, I'm right back in. I'm gonna buy this
Yeah.
stupid Ghost Rider with the motorcycle because I had one when I was 8. So that's generally how it can go with Marvel for me. So
Yeah.
I was just
But
looking at Bike Ghost Rider on a bike when you were saying that.
man, Ghost Rider is just too cool.
He's awesome.
But I most of my Marvel Legends that I do have are movie focused, but like the ones I do have in display are like from the Raimi movies and like the classic Fox X-Men and X-Men 97. So, excuse me.
Oh, that
Yeah,
show.
they make more of those like classic movies. Like even McFarlane, like I don't know if you guys know, but there was a listing out of there for Christopher Reeve Superman.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't buy McFarlane, and if that's good, I don't know. I might,
well,
man. I wore out my VHS tape of Superman 78 or whatever, Superman 77, whatever it is.
Hold up a second.
There we go.
Let him cook. What's he got?
Okay, sorry, I should have muted. I sorry if that was very loud when I got up and all that.
No, it wasn't bad. You're good.
But if they do make the McFarlane like Christopher Reeve, well, it's the way McFarlane works is it's a leaked listing. So because they're from overseas, they've never been wrong because it's just listings from overseas retailers. So it's not like it's a rumor or anything. It's gonna have a cape like this. With this Superman, like,
oh man,
this is the only McFarlane Superman because it just came out that comes with this. This is actually the Earth 2 Superman, like from Crisis on Infinite Earth, so it's like old Superman you could see.
But that's cool.
This, like, I had him on a flight fan just now. Like this cape, there's no way that's not. This is what they're going to use for Christopher Reeve, 100%. Like this.
I don't like mid Farland, but I might buy that. Damn it, Zoo Boy. You're spending my money for me.
If you were to buy one though, Christopher Reeve Superman, like that's just. I feel like if someone had like just him, like Michael Keaton, or something like that.
Oh man, a good Michael Keaton Batman. Like I think Nate got one. Like what is it, the Mezco one or something like that? Mm-hmm. Like I would like a nice import version of like a Michael Keaton Batman or something because I love that Tim Burton '89 Batman. So.
It's not a wired cape, but the one with the Batmobile that Todd did, it comes with a Michael Keaton with a soft goods cape that's not wired, and I really like that. And honestly, Wilbon, I have two because one came with the Batmobile and one came with the Batman 6-pack. So I'm still not sure because I don't have them on display. If I can't figure out a way to have both, I think I'll give it to you.
Man,
because I don't think I need two Michael Keatons in my collection. So
yeah, we can talk in DMs. Maybe there's an exchange we could do if there's something. If there's something, maybe I could 3D print you something or buy you some. I'll buy you some filament and you send me that figure. How about that? How about that?
Great. I'm cool with that. And then you could have your little DC of just Christopher Reeve and Michael Keaton. There you go.
Yeah, and that way you have the satisfaction of knowing that now Wilbon has some mid-Farland in his collection.
That's what I'm going to infiltrate. Every time that Justin is on the fence about buying a McFarlane, I'm always like, yeah, Justin, come on, do it.
Do it.
I know that the line is mid, but I still love it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like that's the only way. If that's the only way you're going to get these characters, then it is what it is. I'm just like not that big of a DC head, but like for people that are, I mean, it's like pick your poison. It's either that or nothing. And if you want those figures, that's the way you're going to get them. So,
and I will say, if I ever like hit on really hard times where I had to sell things, DC would be the last thing I would sell until Star Wars. Like Star Wars is my bread and butter. But like I'd sell my whole Marvel Legends collection before I sell like a DC figure. So
yeah, wow.
DC is just it's so important to me, and also it's something I think I talked about this on Nate's stream, like when it was just me and Nate and Fick. But DC is something I share with my dad, so that's also really special to me.
That's cool.
And still to this day, like today my dad and I were talking about cool Justice League art that this artist Paolo Rivera did. and I was just showing him, we were talking about it. So still to this day, it's something that is really important to me and I share with him. So like, luckily my dad is in great health now, but like, like I know one day he'll pass, and that's just, it's something that's so important to me. DC to my dad, like it's an instant connection that I had with him my whole life. So that's another reason why it's really special to me. And my grandfather, like when he passed away, and like I said, when he passed away, that the figures that he had, it went to me and my dad and my cousin, and it's like a whole like line of DC that my whole family always used to like DC. So
it's a legacy.
Yeah. It's like Star Wars was never that for me, because my dad liked Star Wars, but it was never like so special to him. And it's funny because now my dad is like a super fan. He watches Bad Batch, all the animated shows, everything.
That's cool. Like, that's awesome.
When I was a kid, my dad watched the movies, and like that was it. Like my dad didn't read EU books or whatever.
Yeah.
So DC was that thing. It was like DC and baseball. And that's why I'm a big baseball fan now. So.
That's cool.
That's cool that you share that with them. And it's like I said, like playing those retro games, like those NES games with my grandpa. Like that's that familial connection is like it's important. And like I would sell every single figure that I own probably before I sell any of that stuff, because that's that familial connection.
That personal.
Yeah, and that's memories too.
Right. It's why even something as simple as like not so like like family legacy. The Rex that Mr. Coffee gave me, like even if the new Rex is better, like that's special. Mr. Coffee gave me his custom or sold me his custom. It's like I really like that.
That's really cool.
Like if I get another Rex, I still won't like shelve that. Like I'll find a way to display both.
Yeah,
that's like it's special.
And I want to like set up a shelf of like things I've gotten from like this hobby and like or this group of people like I've kind of ingratiated myself to, because like I have a menu from Papa Turney's over here. Like
that's so cool.
Hold on. Like it's all folded up and stuff because I just shoved it in my pocket after, but like that's a memory of like meeting people.
Read it on stream now. We got to plan out what we're ordering.
All right. All right, we got barbecue pulled pork plates. We got each of these are just different meats. They got brisket, pulled chicken, smoking hot chicken, rib plate, a half slab rib plate, and these are all like pretty decent priced too, like $13, $14, $15 a plate. Like nice. That's good. Smoked or fried catfish, bologna, blues plate. 2 hot links in parentheses. DZ smoked wings. I don't know what that is. I kind of want to try it. 2 meat combo, 3 meat combo. I think I got the 2 or 3 meat combo, and because I couldn't pick. So anyway, now they got nachos. I mean,
I ate before this stream, and now I'm hungry again. Now.
Right. See that place is good.
Imagine this with barbecue sauce all over it. Let's go.
Oh yeah, and then you're just devouring ribs next to Nate from Out of the Basement. Like, you can't beat that.
It's gonna be so good because there are so many more people going this year.
Yeah, like I'm gonna meet Mr. Coffee. I'm gonna meet it big in person. Like it's gonna be so fun. Like even though I'm there for one day, I'm gonna soak in as much of that one day as possible.
That's why I really got to make sure that like I make it for that Thursday, because I want to be there when you're there. We got to do it.
And apply for that press pass, man, and just say you're a contributor to Wilbon on YouTube or whatever.
That's why I got to get my channel going real soon. That's why I was like expediting this process for the 3D.
Hang on, you're a mod for Out of the Basement. Apply through them and say you're you moderate their chat, so like you need to be there when they record their show. Yeah. That's what Zach told me to do. So
I mean, if it works,
yeah,
it works.
Of course, talk to them first before you do that. But still, that's an avenue that might work. So you get a press pass, but like all you have to pay for is shipping, and they already charged me for the shipping for the press pass. So
there you go.
I think I'm getting it. I haven't gotten like a confirmation email. I did get a confirmation email of the order, but like I haven't gotten the confirmation that it's shipping. So I don't know.
And you know what? You can consider me a guest host because Justin wasn't there. So in
That's
a way,
right.
you could say that that Fig and I replaced Justin.
You filled in for him. Absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah.
We're not just a guest. We fill in.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
That pass, right? The press pass. That's the only way you get into it on Thursday, right?
That's not true. You can buy the VIP pass, although it is incredibly expensive. Yeah, it's like $500 for that pass.
The hell?
Yeah.
And you get it free for a press pass?
Correct. You don't get all the benefits of it, but you get to show up that day.
Gotcha.
So
is it open to regular people on Friday, or is that just Saturday and Sunday? Or do you
it is open to regular people on Friday.
So it's Thursday is the VIP.
Thursday is the VIP day, then it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Cool. So I'll only see you Thursday evening because my flight is actually on Thursday.
Well, it's like Wilbon said. Probably get dinner.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be dinner and then Truly's back at the hotel with Justin. So
yeah,
come hang out for that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Mr. Coffee. Now that you're made a mod, that's what you got to do. It's easy.
Yeah, pull the mod card. Yeah.
We just got to tell Nate and Justin. We got to say, can we just mooch off you guys?
Yeah. I mean, you guys have been, or you've been a moderator for so long over there, and I'm pretty sure you have too, Fig. So, like, you guys are pretty much essential to running that Discord server.
I know. The basement could not run without me. I am
That's
totally
right.
Essential.
That's right. You need to milk that for all it's worth.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say the
would fall apart
today was pretty good.
Man, I saw last night overnight the sex bots were working overtime to try to get you guys.
We still don't know.
We don't know who deleted it.
Oh wow!
I thought it was Mr. Coffee or Fig. Fig thought it was me or Mr. Coffee. It was none of us. Who deleted it? I don't know. One of us did it. I don't know.
I mean, I know there's a log you can see of who does what. I at least on Discord because I've moderated other ones before. Bro, guys, I moderated a flat Earth Discord with 4,000 people. So like, I've had to fight off some crazies before. I have left that server a while back, but like that was a wild time. That was a wild time.
You guys want to see something real quick? Because I don't collect Marvel Legends anymore.
Yeah.
Let's go for a little tour here.
Let's go for a ride.
I don't collect Marvel Legends anymore.
Oh wow.
You don't need to. Look at that.
Yeah, you don't need to buy anymore. You got them all. Yo, they just keep going.
I don't know if you can see these.
And all those poses are fantastic too.
Fig, wow. This is worse when I say that I don't collect TVC and I got 20 up there.
That is insane.
And then there's a whole bunch up in there too.
Wow. You've got them all.
There you got your Jada Toys Ryu I saw there too.
Yeah, he's in there.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Let's go.
Yeah, I was just like I was thinking about it, and I mean, outside of the 97 stuff, I haven't bought a Legend in forever. It's just like I have all the ones I have right now, I don't want to get rid of, but I'm like, I need the space.
See, that's the thing. I could only narrow it down, but so much with those Marvel Legends, even though I don't have them all out. Like some of them are just so cool. Like, and like I said, I'm gonna pick up that Ghost Rider because I'm a sucker. So
yeah. But anyways, back to the ICC stuff. That's gonna be awesome, guys. I'm stoked. I haven't been into anything like this since 2009. I'm sorry, 2000,
whoa,
which was BlizzCon for World of Warcraft in Anaheim.
Wow.
I've only been to one convention, which it was so stupid because it was Anime Next, I think it was called, but it was before I got into anime.
So wow. So yeah, you were looking for stuff that wasn't there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, my friends wanted me to go with them, so I was like, sure, I'll go. Like now, if I went, because I've watched anime since then, and I'm a fan of a bunch of anime, I'd probably enjoy it way more now. But at the time, I was like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah. Awesome Con in DC the like a month or so ago was back in March was a blast. I didn't really enjoy Galaxy Con in Richmond as much, I would say, even though like I had a hell of a time getting Hayden Christensen's autograph up at Awesome Con, but like the con itself at Galaxy Con was just kind of lame. Like all they had was like anime statues and things like that. Like figure hunting was terrible. Like there was like maybe one or two shops, vendors that had good figures and for relatively good prices. But Awesome Con was a little bit better. So, but ICC Con on the other hand, the selection is insane for Star Wars there. Like you guys are gonna see stuff that you haven't seen in years. Like
you know what I'm worried about if I see it at ICC, because I don't think I could resist. I've been saying I don't need it. I don't want to pay the aftermarket price. But if I see a Slave Leia in person, I don't know if I could resist.
We saw loose versions of that. We saw in-box versions of that. We saw a graded version of that.
Wow.
Somebody was selling. Like, who would buy a graded Black Series? But they had them.
It's just the face is so bad.
It sucks, but if you can get a loose one that you don't break the bank for, pop the head off and put the Yavin Leia head on it, and it's acceptable. The skin tone doesn't match perfectly, but it looks good enough that it's passable for me.
Mm-hmm. And I also feel like I'm at the point right now, like my backlog of Black Series is none. So it's like anything that I would see, I would like, oh, that's cool, I have it. So it's like Slave Leia, and I think we pretty much, I don't know anyone who has it. I don't know if either of you guys have this, but the Thrawn SDC set.
Man, that's maybe my number one thing in my backlog that I would love to get, but it's just too expensive.
I know. It's something that I really would love, but like you said, I think it goes for like $200 on eBay.
It's just too much for what it is. It's
Have you ever seen it at a con?
In person, yes, I have seen it.
What did they charge?
It was like $250, something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't do it.
Usually there's
I have Thrawn. Like,
what's up, Obi-Sean?
What up, Obi?
I think we're close to wrapping it up, but thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it.
You know what's another one? I don't have Toto 360.
That's another one I don't know neither.
It's every time I see him on eBay for like 70 or below, I like make an offer for like 50, and they always get declined. But like, I think if one day for 50 or below, I'd buy it. Like, I know that's insane, 50 for a little Toto, but the way I justify is I could probably sell that Cad Bane for at least 20. So then,
Oh yeah, for sure. Something else you'll see at ICC Con is people will sell the knockoff AliExpress clones there too.
Really?
So yeah, so like I picked up Apo with like the arrow on the helmet there.
See, I want that.
Yeah, I picked that up, and like a lot of con exclusive things for not bad prices. Like like some of them are higher, but like the black Boba Fett, like the War of the Bounty Hunters Boba Fett, like I picked that up for $40, and that went for like $60-$70 at one point. So I mean, I don't love that figure in hindsight because it's the same A-frame Boba Fett from 2013 where he could just do that one pose and that's it. But like
he looks cool.
He does look cool. The matte black look on that figure is pretty cool, and I love the spear that he comes with too. Like that's just cool.
That's actually what almost convinced me to get it, but I held off. The spear looks so good.
Man, I was spending so much money so bad, so stupidly at ICC Con.
In person,
I saw it for $40, and I was like, "Give me it!" Yeah.
When I went to Anime Next, what they did have is they had the Han and Greedo like 2-pack where he's sitting at the cardboard chairs, and I almost bought that. But I was like, "You have Han and Greedo. Why would you do this?"
I've seen that in stores. I've thought about getting that and just keeping it in box. Like if I found a really nice looking one that's not dinged up. But
this one
I have the 3D printed version though. I don't need that anymore.
That's what I was gonna say. When Luke came out with that, I was like, "Yep, thanks, Luke. Thanks. I didn't buy that for a reason. I knew it."
Yeah.
That will be the first thing I print. I'm so hyped for that.
Oh yeah, I would recommend that because you have to print things of multiple sizes, and also it teaches you about like flipping things on their side so that you get the best print like version of it. And he has like descriptions of like how to do it or like what you need to do to get the best like print of that one. and like you're printing things in different colors, so it gets you to like learn how to like change the filament and things like that you like will eventually have to learn, but it kind of forces you to learn how to do all that stuff
Right.
like in succession.
Mhm.
So I think it's, at least in my opinion, a good way to get people like acclimated to 3D printing.
Mhm. And it's pretty small.
Yeah, it's not a
That's-
big print. It won't
How
take you
long was
very
that
long.
print? Like, can't be that long.
In total, I mean, on this printer, it'll probably take you in total, I would say maybe like 5 or 6 hours total.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, because this thing is so much faster than the Ender 3.
Mhm.
Like Zach was saying, he printed the short hex stand in like 3.5 hours. Like that's insane.
Yeah,
I
Zach
think
was sending me a video.
I think it took me like 6 or 7 hours to print the old on the Ender 3, and it doesn't have the auto leveling.
Yeah,
It's like this one does. So like, man, it has a camera built into it. It has a light built into it. Like I remember to turn off the light when I started streaming. Like, so it's awesome.
Is like, if somebody was gonna just get into it, definitely cough up a little extra for this.
Well, that's me now.
Yeah.
I was, if you remember, I think it was, I don't know if it was last week. I think it might have been, but Wilbon and I were talking about it, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Since then, like Wilbon, just talking to him, and then on Black Series Cantina, I was talking with him and Zach. I'm convinced. I'm buying it tomorrow. I already said I'm doing it.
And the kicker is somebody I did not think would ever get into 3D printing is Nate from Out of the Basement is getting one. Like, if it's that easy that like Nate's doing the jump into 3D printing, like
that's my thought.
That's awesome.
Well, I'll say it's the same thing. Honestly, the reason why Nate said that he was staying away is my reason as well. I was initially like, I was planned on buying one in January. I was like, I'm going to treat myself for my birthday. That's what I'm going to do. And then Justin kept having so many problems. And I was like, I don't want to deal with that. So I was like, I'll hold off.
The Ender 3 has so many issues. It was a good experience in learning how to 3D print. Like, I learned how to use the slicing tools. I learned like how it works. I put it together, and it took like 4 hours to build the damn thing. But like, it was an experience of like really learning a lot about 3D printing. However, if I could go back in time and just get this instead, I would. But also, this thing is marked down $100. So while they're still in stock, if you're like weighing your options, like, and you're thinking about it, they have payment plans. Like Nate's doing a payment plan to get it. So I mean, if you're considering it, I think it's worth it. That's just me.
Yep. You also have a space for it would be my.
That's another thing is I cleared out some stuff and moved things around to make room for this thing right there. So and I strategically picked that spot because it's as far away from other bedrooms as possible. Because this thing is noisy as a motherfucker. Like,
and you know what's crazy? I've seen people say that like when you print like PLA on the PSP, is that what it was?
The P1P? Or the P1S.
P1S, right.
Whoops. This is the P1P by Bamboo Labs.
And that's the one I'm getting as well. But when they were saying, I saw online people saying that the P1S, that if you print PLA on that, because you have to leave the door open, they suggest you do Bamboo. Yeah. They said it's even louder than your P1P now.
Oh wow.
So I feel that's another thing that swayed me. I was like, I'll stick with the P1P, especially because you told me for your purposes you only need a P1P, and your purposes is pretty much my purposes. Like,
I'm not going to be printing anything else other than PLA, like just the standard PLA filament. Like, I'm not going to be I if anything, I may get into some like matte versions of it, like, but any of like the other, like the super shiny reflective filaments, I'm not going to be getting into that stuff. So like that, having that regulated temperature control is not something that I'll really need to worry about, I don't think. And
well, you know,
this one has like AI built into it too, so it like knows when to lower the temperature and raise it.
Oh no!
Like when it's like moving around and stuff like that. It's so much further ahead. Like it's like a next leap forward, I would say, for 3D printing versus like the Ender 3.
So that's also why I'm glad that I held off, because if I had not held off, I would have bought an Ender in January. I would have been like Mr. Coffee, who just bought his Ender not that long ago, and now he's like saying, "Oh, I wish I waited for a Bamboo."
Right. Obi-Sean is right. ICC Con is dangerous. I spent way too much money.
You know what the trick is? You don't bring your wallet at all, and then you have no money.
Then you can't. Then you can't get anything, and you're just a voyeur watching other people spend money.
You know what? Fig is gonna pay for my transportation, food, everything, so it'll be all good.
Yeah. Just like I'm gonna become a master in stop motion too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, Mr. Coffee, that you've had to listen to us gush about the P1P.
Yeah, right when you just got your
when you just got the Ender. Yeah, that's bad timing.
Maybe you could find someone that will just get it from you for a cost.
Yeah, somebody that that you've already assembled it for them, so you've gotten that out of the way, and you're.
Didn't you say it took you like 4 hours when you did it?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that includes like watching tutorial videos on like how to do it too, like in that 4-hour time window. But like,
it's on par with IKEA furniture. Great.
Man, I would say it's worse because like this is like moving parts too. Right. Like I was like super particular about getting everything right, putting that together, because like if one thing is off, the thing won't print at all.
So. And it's funny, like as I grow older, I know I sound like I'm an old man, only 29, but as I grow older, I feel like I value my time so much more, even more so than money.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, Fig, you're talking about the IKEA furniture. When I got a lot of my IKEA furniture, like for my displays, like when there was the option, they were like, "Oh, do you want to like tack on like a guy will come to your house and build it?" I was just like, "Sure, whatever. I don't have to deal with that." So
that's how my wife is. Like she gets TaskRabbit all the time when she's at work if she needs something done.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm the type of person that like wants to build it, and like because I look at things as like big Lego sets to me. Like that's why like that was half of why I wanted to get into like the Ender 3 and get into 3D printing, is like I liked the idea of putting it together. But like once I was like in the weeds of it and it was 2 hours in, I was like, I regret everything. Just give me this.
Right.
But yeah, 3D printing is a lot of fun. It really, I would say it makes collecting the Black Series much more fun, just in general. Like,
well, especially because we're, as Black Series collectors, we see TVC getting this world building stuff, and we're like, oh, I want that too. But we can now with 3D printing. It's like all this stuff that they get like normally, now we can get.
Yeah, it's an all too familiar story. Having issues with the Ender 3. It happened to me. It happened to Justin. Zach had some issues with his. Like, and getting the replacement parts isn't expensive at all. Like he said, for the Ender 3, like I could have probably replaced the hot end on this if that was what my problem was, for probably like $50 or $60. But also, I was like, is it worth it for me to continue putting effort and time and energy into this printer that is really pissing me off? Or if I can just save up for a month or two, put some money aside and not spend it on stuff, maybe sell some stuff and then get this.
And then even then it's like the 50 or 60 now goes towards the Bamboo.
That's another thing. Yeah. And now I'm excited about printing again. Like I'll be printing faster. So it was just enough things. I can look at my print on my phone. Like that alone is so cool. Like,
right.
And you can change the temperature and stuff on that. Like, anyway.
I also want to say phase 2, there's no way your press pass won't get accepted. Like you make videos. I can't.
Yeah. You have a YouTube channel, like, and you have subscribers. Like you'll get it. Like, I'm pretty sure there were some people there that last year that didn't have a big following that got press passes.
You know what I got to do? I just have to. I'll upload my first video, and then I'll just spam that in all the discords. I'll be like, if you are part of Out of the Basement, you must, or I'll ban you. I'll ban you from the Discord. And then everyone's gonna subscribe, and then I'll show
really milk that mod
yeah, exactly.
mod permission. Yeah.
Fig's gonna have to ban me. I'm gonna go crazy.
Yeah, because you don't already have a reputation as a certain type of mod.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yep.
Live it up. Live it up to.
Right.
So bad. That's awesome. I think you should do it. Except the banning part. Well, maybe depending on the
Depends how close you want to fly to the sun on losing that moderatorship. But I think we just about covered everything, guys.
And we did it under 4 hours this time.
We hit the under this time. If people were betting on it, whether or not we would go over 4. When we crossed that 3 hour, I was like, oh man, the conversation's flowing too good. But I want to get it under 4 because I do need to get some rest.
I know
before work tomorrow. But
you who joined us when we went live, we actually were talking for about 15 minutes prior.
Oh yeah, we had to get warmed up. We had to get rolling.
The 4 hour mark.
Yeah.
In total, we got to 4 hours because we started like right at 8 o'clock, and it's like right at 12 Eastern. So, in total, we're there. But thanks again to everybody who showed up and hung out with us.
I can't believe that people are continuing to watch for so long.
Hey, if the conversation's flowing, I'm glad they're hanging out.
Just listening to 3 guys talk about toys. Hell yeah.
And whatever else, barbecue. Yeah. We talked about barbecue too.
Printers, figures, life lessons,
3D printing, family.
Darth Vader's emotion in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
spent like 15 minutes on that.
I forgot about that already. We've had so many different topics of conversation, but yeah, I'm glad to put out this long form content. I love listening to like the replays of like the Lazy Sunday live stream. And of course, Black Series Cantina. So I'm happy to contribute to that. So
I'm glad you invited me back again. I'm just shocked that people want me on again.
You two make for good conversation. So you guys are always welcome back. We can keep our
dynamic duo together.
Yeah, we can keep our DMs going about organizing getting together for this sort of thing. Again, we don't have to do this every week. We could stagger things out based on availability and other people got stuff going on at different times. So, but thanks for hanging out, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up. So, take it easy. Enjoy May the 4th.
Sabayoth t-shirts.
Dark Sabayoth.
Yep.
Oh, Mr. Coffee. Yeah, we'll do that.
Hell yeah.
We'll be in DMs for sure. Anyway, bye guys.
See you.
See you guys. Peace.